Hey, Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Joneses. My name is Rika. I'm an author of Rika Moves the Chains blog and owner of RikaMovesTheChains.com. Tonight on the show, from Dallas Cowboys Uncensored, Eric, Mr. Producer Berger. And unfortunately for all of us, the man, the myth, the giant pain in my ass, Charlie Moffitt. Hi, Charlie.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, Cowboys versus Chargers tomorrow. The Cowboys' first outing on a Sunday of the 2021 season. Weekend forecast, 100% chance of rain. Hey, guys, I love this t-shirt. TwistedGorilla.com has some of the best t-shirts online. They've got funny t-shirts, sarcastic t-shirts, but most importantly, guys, they've got Cowboys t-shirts. So if you're a fan of this show, if you're a fan of the Cowboys, if you're a fan of t-shirts, head to twistedgorilla.com. Let them know that you're a fan when you use coupon code RIKA15. That website and that coupon code are in the ticker right down there. These are great shirts, guys. I have a whole stash of them in the drawer, in the closet. The quality is high, they're soft, and they don't stretch or shrink when you wash them. I've been very pleased, and I'm excited to be able to talk about them on the show. So, all right, guys, let's start this thing. First, before we head into the Chargers, just a little bit of old business, just a tad bit reported this afternoon. Bucs linebacker Levante David fined $12,875 for unsportsmanlike conduct for taking off his helmet and slamming it after a near interception in the opener against the Cowboys. The NFL has now admitted a full 9 days later that it was unsportsmanlike conduct. But that's a little too late, isn't it? I think I think we had this conversation last week and Eric and I talked earlier, this really happens to every team. Seems like it happens to the Cowboys a lot, but maybe the NFL needs to get their asses in gear and start holding some of these refs accountable for things that are so blatant and so wrong when they happen. Because, I don't know, I mean, I do my job every day, and if I screwed up every single week to the magnitude that some of these refs screw up, my boss would hold me accountable. And chances are at some point I probably wouldn't have a paycheck. I mean, there's always going to be judgment calls. There's always going to be things that are a gray area, but sometimes it's just really black and white, and it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, something's got to change. I don't know if something will. As far as like a rule change or something like that, to where they're gonna make them come out publicly and admit or something like that. This is not going to happen. Yeah, it's just salt in the wound. We knew what it should have been called at the time. Like I told you before, a little behind the scenes deal. I give you Charlie's answer. He's not going to blame anything on one play. Sure, it could have been game changing. Sure, it could have changed the play. But
I mean, there's a lot of things that could have happened to change that game, and not all of it is on the refs. So you can't really blame them for that every time. But they've screwed us over before. They had a really big screw up on Monday Night Football. They've done it quite a bit in the playoffs. They really fucked over the Saints pretty bad a few years ago. At some point in time, you have to wonder, and I don't know if it needs to come down to something like part of their salary is on a bonus structure that gets affected for calls that are brought back 9 days after the damn fact. Maybe they'll start paying attention and giving it a little bit more thought in the moment than what they're doing. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but the NFL needs to come up with some kind of solution because it's ridiculous. Hey, Mendoza, thanks for joining the chat.
I personally don't think there is an answer. Are you going to find CeeDee Lamb for dropping the ball 3 times? You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's human error. It's the human part of the game. And if I felt like some dipshit Cowboys fans did, that they're actually against us and they're fucking railroading us and we're the only fucking team in NFL, then yeah, I would say something. But I see bad calls every week. I see bad calls in our game that go for us. So I've never really worried too much about. I mean, it sucks, and it does. I mean, the human part of it sucks, but like I said, every game you can go back to one call. If people blame that, then I can go back to 3 drop balls.
Every fan base has this discussion.
Five bad passes, fucking 3 missed tackles, fucking 3 missed sacks. I mean, I can name you 10 times more of bad plays and bad coaching than I can every game than I can a bad call in the game. So to me, it's minute. It's very little. It's a low-hanging fruit. People want to grab on, and they grab that apple. And they can.
It's for me when it's something like a pass interference call. It's something like was it a catch or not a catch? That becomes subjective, and I don't get as mad when it's something as blatant as taking your helmet off and slamming it on the ground and then blaming that on human error. I'm thinking that's pretty goddamn black and white to me.
Yeah, no.
It's either wrong or it's not wrong, and it shouldn't be an error made on the part of the refs. Yeah. It just shouldn't be. And I went back and watched that play that you told me about on Monday Night Football, Charlie. I mean, where the not calling it the first down, and that was absolutely ridiculous. But again, I can see, there's going to be it's going to be subject. There's going to be some objectivity there. Human error could play into it, but sometimes, like the night that Zeke jumped into the Salvation Army thing and he got the penalty, he deserved the penalty because he was acting like a jackass and he jumped into the Salvation Army kettle, and we took the penalty then. And that to me was black and white, and we deserved what we got. And Tampa Bay should have been punished for their linebacker taking his helmet off and throwing it down on the field like a damn crybaby.
Well, the play I was talking about the other night, that I don't put that on a ref. I put that on a review. I put that on New York. I mean, that was.
I kind of lump them all together. The ref.
Yeah,
the
refs is a bang bang play. Yeah. They misjudged the call. They misjudged where it was at. But New York had a chance to change, and they didn't.
Yeah, it's tough when replay gets it wrong. It's weird.
That's a whole nother level of stupidity. And people make a lot more money than the fucking refs do. But like I said, I mean, I get it. I mean, I can't remember what year it was. 2016, maybe it was 2014. I can't remember. Dez ran out on the field from the fucking sidelines on a bad call. He wasn't even on the goddamn fucking field. He ran out to pass the numbers without his helmet on. And my first thought was like, holy shit, they're going to throw a flag on him. And they didn't. They told him to go back to the sidelines, and they could have, and they should have. Yeah. I mean, because he came from the sidelines with no helmet and coming out to argue a call. And I was like, Jesus Christ, But,
right.
But yeah, no, I get it. It should have been called, but it wasn't. And just like a lot of other shit, shut the fuck up. I didn't mute it this time. Usually I mute it. Oh, my pizza's here. That's what they're barking at. I got to go. I'll be right back.
Well, kind of keeping up with the Joneses. We're extremely professional.
I'm with you, Mendoza. It should be held accountable, right? If the player is held accountable after the fact, why can't they do it to the rest too? Now, I'm not saying fine these guys because they don't make near as much as a fucking player does. Well, maybe vet minimum guys, right? Or some of the rookies, but I don't think you can. How do you do that? How do you hold them accountable? You got to be able to do it somehow. Maybe you get bumped down from position. You're instead of a line judge, you're a fucking you're the guy in the corner of the end zone or some stupid shit. You're calling field goals or whatever the fuck, a tier down from whatever position as a referee you're playing.
Right. RJ Ochoa, who is really good, and he dropped an article today on SB Nation. He says, we live in a day and age where we can send robots to other planets, but the NFL can't assess this penalty mid-game. How is that possible and acceptable?
Well, you saw it even with the replay, sometimes they're not even getting it. And if it's fucking clear as day for the viewer, surely New York has a fucking, they've got all their high-tech gadgets and gizmos to help them look and rewind and zoom in and shit. So if we're seeing it blatant as day as a viewer, there should be no excuse for New York missing it. Now, bang, bang, live, weird angle on the field as a ref, that makes sense. Charlie burned the shit out of his mouth. Idiot.
He deserved
fucking
that.
Fresh, bro. Yeah, I bet. Unmute your shit so you can hear your tongue sizzling.
Eat pizza in front of us and not offer any. That's the lesson you get, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's Corey. He's fucking with us.
So
put your mic on. You're muted still.
There we go. I said I agree with him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That year he didn't. Just depends on the year you play in, I guess, these days. With the rule change coming after that, he did catch it. Anyways, let's move on to the Chargers. I was in the middle of a thought there, but
Chargers,
fuck Tampa.
let's do it.
Fuck Tampa. They got it wrong. I'm glad homeboy, I'm not glad they took his money, right? I don't care that he got fined, but I'm glad that he acknowledged that it was a fucking penalty and he paid for it, whatever. Moving on. Mm-hmm. Not original thoughts. What's your fucking first thoughts on this Chargers matchup?
Charlie's eating, so I guess I'm gonna
go. We gotta carry this motherfucker he's eating.
I'm feeling a lot better about the Charger. There were a few days earlier this week where I was like, jeez, what the hell? I'm feeling a lot better about it right now. I think injury-wise, we're pretty much even. I think that field is, kind of evened itself out. Looking at the defense, Donovan Wilson.
Yeah, we can jump in.
KZ, I would really prefer to have KZ in there. We're not, but I'm excited about seeing Malik Hooker out there in his first start for the Cowboys. So that's going to be a good look for us.
Hooker gets his debut. I'd have had him starting even if KZ and Wilson were healthy, in my opinion. But if he's healthy, he's got to be the best player out there in that room.
I'm not too concerned about the DeMarcus Lawrence situation for this week because the Chargers have lost their starting right tackle. So I feel like that kind of evened that playing field up. And I had a great deal of confidence anyway in Dorian Armstrong. So I wasn't real worried about that. At the other end, Randy Gregory, you've got Basham down there. We'll probably get some looks at Anai, which I think is well deserved.
Gregory's out too, though.
Say it again.
Gregory's out too.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
I'm not real worried about Gregory being out because I had quite a bit of confidence in Armstrong the whole time. Basham, of course, will get some looks at Anai and Golston. I really wish at this point that we had been smarter 2.5 weeks ago when we made those cuts and kept Carter around. That was really the only cut that I was really cheesed off about because I felt like Rondell Carter was such a good versatile piece for us.
Yeah.
He can play the edge. He can play defensive tackle at the 1 and the 3. He was great on special teams last year after we got him back from Indianapolis. And when you're talking about one of your backup guys to have that much versatility and be able to use him in multiple spots, that's just good value on the roster, man. And that was stupid to think that he was going to clear waivers and we would get him back. And now Now he's over in Arizona. I think they have bumped him up to their roster because they had some injuries too. But even if he were on the practice squad, he was pissed at us. And I don't blame him one bit. And if we had called and offered him a spot on the 53, I don't know that he would have taken it. He was cheesed off at us, and he should have been, because he played some really good ball in the preseason. He had a whole lot of pressures in there and did a great job. And the kid, what's his name? Kamara? No, not Kamara.
Azur Kamara? Yeah.
Yeah, Azur Kamara, the kid from Ivory Coast. It's a great story, and he's a nice guy, but he's the one that should have been cut. He would have cleared waivers. We could have brought him back on the practice squad. Carter was the better choice, and that was stupid, and it was political, and it was pressure because they felt like after the fan base saw the story on Hard Knocks that, it was going to win some goodwill, but all it did was piss me off. So,
What's up, Andrew?
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know if Carter wouldn't have come back if we'd have called him up while he was on the practice squad there.
I mean, we put him on the practice squad last year. He got picked up by Indianapolis, and then they cut him, and then we brought him back.
Sure.
Ended up elevating him to the regular roster, used him on special teams. He did a great job. Then we put him back through the paces again, and we're going to send him back to the practice squad.
Yeah, but players want to play, and he sees a Randy Gregory out for a week at least, and he sees a D-Law out for whatever 6 to 8 going on IR. Mm-hmm. He sees playing time. I don't think he sees any of that unless a J.J. Watt or Chandler Jones goes down right over there in Arizona. So, players want to play. If we call him, hey man, come get some reps, I think he'd have come right back.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't think they would have ever made the call though. Right.
No.
Well, I mean, I know, but at the time he cut him, Gregory was there and D-Law was there.
Right.
So there wasn't no saying, hey, D-Law ain't, I mean, probably in his mind, he's like, I get just as much playing time in Arizona I can in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I ain't got
and he
no
left because,
politics.
I mean, he was pissed off, and he should have been pissed off. I don't blame him. We screwed him
over. Hell, Arizona's a nice fucking place to live, too. So, there's always that. Good weather. Hot as fuck, but it's good weather.
Yeah, it's that dry heat. It ain't the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, fuck that. It's heat. When you're fucking fat like me, it doesn't matter if it's dry or wet. That shit it's hot.
Wet is so much worse.
The breathing part, it is.
Yeah, you can't fucking breathe, bro.
Like I remember, and when I was
you can find shade. I went
to South Dakota.
You can't get away from humidity.
I went to South Dakota and we skiing, and his grandpa was like, "Yeah, it was like 95," and he was like, "Yeah, it's 95, but it's dry up here." I'm like, "It's still fucking hot." I mean, it's not, I mean, the breathing part, it is different, but that shit's still fucking hot.
How about some injuries on our side? You got, obviously got D-Law, right? That's the big major one, but you got a couple safeties out. Wilson and KZ are out.
Right. So Hooker gets that start.
Hooker gets the nod. Mm-hmm. Curse gets the nod.
Curse will be in there.
Right? Who else is left?
Right.
I ain't worried about that. The Curse should be starting anyways.
I agree.
You want to put him in for KZ, put him for Wilson. I don't matter shit which one you drop out. He needs to be starting. So that I'm happy about. I'm not happy they're hurt. I'm just saying I'm happy he needs to get a chance to start. I don't know how much he'll lose with Hooker. We'll see how he does. He hasn't played football in a while, so that might be a little.
I don't know. I know last week we had elevated Darian Thompson off the practice squad. I don't know. I don't know if he's on there again this week or not. I know that this week we did elevate Jeremy Sprinkle, and I'll talk about that when we get to the offensive section.
Thompson's hurt. Ain't that why they're elevating him? That's the whole reason that I thought he was hurt.
I don't think
I thought he had an injury.
I don't think he does. I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Thompson?
Yeah. I thought he got hurt last game. I thought he was going to be out for a couple weeks.
Oh.
I'm out of hey man, this has been a busy week for me. So I haven't really been able to keep up with all this shit. But as far as injuries go, I'm not really worried too much. Look, they got injuries too, the other side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're missing some key players. There ain't no excuses. Okay. They need to go out there and fucking win. That's all there is to it. And I mean, I'm just no fucking excuses. You got quarterback one.
He's considered week to week. Exactly. It was a hamstring. He was considered week to week. Like I said, I don't know that they moved him up this week. The only one that I've heard about for sure was Jeremy Sprinkle, and that had a particular interest for me that we'll talk about more later
I
on.
seen that earlier before we came on. They moved him up.
I'd like to see some Maurice Kennedy this week. Whether it's taking some of the snaps at the outside or in the slot instead of Jordan Lewis, I don't really care which one. I'm going to talk about this while Charlie's got his fucking mouthful of pizza.
Yeah,
I just want to see Maurice
Turn it
Kennedy
green.
on the damn field.
Oh, I do too. I said last week, he got 2 fucking snaps. 2. There's no fucking reason for that guy to be. He was our best defensive back in the preseason, besides Diggs. Diggs didn't play a lot. But fucking, he's showed more than anybody else, and he got 2 fucking snaps. Fucking 2.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that. There's no reason at all. So yeah, they need to do something with him. Oh yeah, y'all don't forget to hit like, even though there's not a lot of people watching right now. Hit like or dislike.
Hit the like button or the dislike. And hey, if you're new here, go ahead, join the dysfunctional family, hit that subscribe and ring the notification bell so you can be notified every time that we upload something unprofessional and full of curse words.
Yeah, I didn't promote this one at all. Today at 6:00, I was taking a break from cleaning. I'm like, damn, did anybody ever fucking schedule this?
Nope.
And I was like, nope. And I was like, well, I guess it's time to schedule it 2 hours right before we go on.
Yeah, and then
Absolutely.
talk about what we're going to talk about 5 minutes before.
But yeah, I'm not worried. As far as injury goes, Bluff asked a question on Twitter the other day. What's your concern from a 1 to 10? I gave it a 4.
D-Law being out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some was 6, some was 8, some was 10. Bluff was
I think
a
that's
6.
too much.
6 ain't. I can see a 6. Anything above a 6, you're highly over concerned with.
We didn't lose much in the pass rush, and not just losing.
Some you will.
Not just losing D-Law because he's not the greatest pass rusher, right? He's above average, but he's not. He's a fantastic run stopper. So we definitely get hurt there. But their right tackle's out, Balaga's out. So they're getting, it's their RT2 against our LVE2. Yeah. So, you lose it a little bit there. And then, D-Law wasn't really known for rushing the passer. Yeah, he gets pressures and, the sacks aren't there, but he's not that huge of a disruptor in the pass rush. He's got one fucking move. It's a bull rush.
D-Law real quick. A guy put up a fucking tweet the other day from Todd Archer. D-Law is like in the top 5 of first pressures. Mm-hmm. He's up there with Khalil Mack. He's up there with the kid. I say kid because I'm fucking old. Cam Jordan from fucking Saints. He's up there with Aaron Donald. There was one more person on that list too. But anyways, and he was trying to. The whole reason he tweeted because he talked about are we going
top 5 pass rusher.
We going more what the experts say, and it was over a PFF grade. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I wouldn't necessarily call PFF graders experts, so let's tone that fucking shit down a little bit. So he gave me ESPN stats and graphs. Here's another one. He said, you want me to keep posting them? I said, yeah, this is why. I want you to keep posting them and show me what the fuck the difference is between them guys and D-Law. I said, they all get pressures. D-Law gets pressures. What the fuck do they get that D-Law doesn't? Sacks. And nobody can explain that to me.
He never gets home.
It's John Knowing, who I totally respect, fucking used to work right for Dallas Morning News. Now he works for PFF. He made a tweet saying that he's amazed by how people don't appreciate D-Law and when he's up there with the best of them or slightly below in almost every metric. And he said people's act like it's 1997 and they're counting stats. I would try to tweet him, but I couldn't because I couldn't fit it all in one tweet. And you know how I am, Eric. I wanted to write a fucking book. But my question is, that's fine. Okay, he's up there with the best of them in pressures. Then why isn't he getting sacks? Explain that to me. Why does one person has 200 pressures, the other guy got 200 pressures, that guy got 14, 15 sacks, this guy got 3.
No clue.
The only people who brag about pressures and use pressures as a reason why they think their players are good are the ones who don't get sacks. Because nobody brags about Aaron Donald's fucking pressures.
Right.
Or TJ Watts or JJ Watts or Cam Jordan. No, you don't hear say this, man. God damn, you see all them pressures he got that game? No, because they don't have to, because they get fucking sacks.
Yeah.
And I am a sack ain't everything guy. But when you're up there in pressures, just like everybody else, I question, then why aren't you coming home? Why ain't you getting home like the other ones are? Why are they getting home and making some game-changing plays and you can't quite get there?
Yeah.
If somebody can answer that question for me, I would love to hear it. And I'm being serious because I can't figure it out.
Do you think it was the back injury that was making him a little skittish about making that hit and taking somebody to the ground?
This is what I think it is.
I mean,
think
I don't think that's. I mean, I'm not saying that should have been or that I'm okay with that. I'm just saying could that be what his damn problem was?
I think D-Law is a good player.
Mhm.
I think D-Law peaked out in 2017 and kind of peaked out in 2018. And I think fans have a hard time understanding that sometimes they peak out for 1 or 2 years and they drop off. They did it with Dez. Dez had fucking all-time year in 2014, 2013. Them 2 years, he was just fucking on top of his shit. Got hurt in 2015, didn't play much. 2016, according to some, he was still great, but he wasn't. All right. And he came in 2017 and he looked like shit. And then everybody blamed Dak because nobody wanted to admit that, hey, you know what? It is possible that you're just climbing, hit that 1 or 2 years, and then bam, you just drop off. I've been watching football for 30 fucking years. It happens all the time. It just sometimes you peak out. It's not everybody is going to have 10 fucking years of great play. Some just have 2 or 3 years and then they go away. And you're
caught
right,
a touchdown
Rocky.
last year.
It's like right. He's had a lot of injuries over the past few years. Maybe it's the injuries catching up with him. You know, I don't know. All I know is he's not the 2017-18 guy, and he's not fucking, to me, he's not that close to that guy. You know, now we can make excuses for him and tell me why, but all I know is people are still expecting that D-Law to be back, and I think he's gone. He's no longer that guy. He's 30. He's 30 now, 31, however old he is. And typically when you have 2 good years, then you have 2 bad years. To me, that's a trend. You know, that's not an outlier. That's two years in a row that he didn't really get home with the sacks, and he didn't, you know. And like I said, I'm tired of hearing about the fucking pressures. I'm a pressure guy too. I'm a pressure is, you know, sack ain't greater pressure. They're both important. Blah 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 blah. I'm for all that. But if you're up there in pressures with everybody else, then why the fuck ain't you getting sacks? Because they're all getting sacks and you aren't. You know, and I think he's great. And I mean great. I don't study every edge rusher in the NFL, but I would find it hard to believe that anybody's that much better in D-Lot stopping the run. That is where he dominates that part, to the point where sometimes I think they should move him in more and let him play more defensive tackle, especially on passing downs. I think that would help his pass rushing. And plus, if they try to trick us and run instead of pass, he can stop the run. I don't know. If somebody can explain it, and I'm not being a smartass, I'm really wanting to know why is he up there with every metric like John Owning said, but he's not up there in sacks. Where's with the other guys? Where's the what am I missing?
Yeah.
You know? So
we got a new. Right. I know Todd Corey's in the group or in the chats. Appreciate you showing up, man. The Lunatics out there. Jimmy Foster, what's up? Eric Shane Owe. Oh, that's your guy, right?
Mm-hmm. My dad.
Oh, hey, what's up, Pops?
Mm-hmm. Okay, because you was cutting out. You like froze up. You was like this for a while.
It was really funny now, too.
Yeah.
D-Law has that run stop in him. He has been hurt frequently, so that doesn't help with sacks. He is better at the run. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't never hear me say shit about
D-Law
Eric. Run. That motherfucker is badass against the run. And like I said, I'm not so sure there's 3 people in the NFL as an edge rusher better than him. I never study every edge rusher, so I can't say that. But I find it hard to believe because he dominates the run so great from the edge that I would find it hard to believe that there's too many people out there that can do it as good as he can. It's just his pass rushing abilities just do not impress me. Even in 2017 and 2018, I can look that shit up again real quick. But most of his numbers came in the first 4 games. His detractors always was saying he disappears after 8 games. I'm like, well, technically he disappears after 4 fucking games. Both years, half his fucking sacks came in the first 4 games. The next 12 games, he got the rest of his sacks. He just came out, lighted up, and then just fall off in the last 12 games. But so I've never been too impressed with him as a pass rusher, but you know, but yeah, like Rock said, it might be the injuries catching up to him. I don't know, but I'm tired of hearing about everybody telling me how great he is at pressures. And I want to ask Aaron Donald fans sometimes around, hey man, fucking Aaron Donald, man. Fucking pressure a lot, huh? They're like, what? Fucking pressure? Fucking sacks, dickhead. You know, nobody brags about it except us because we don't have sacks to brag on.
Absolutely. That's a great fucking point.
It's like Cowboy fans, what else we brag about? Fucking ratings, man. So we ain't got shit else to brag about. That's the only thing we fucking win at anymore. So
we fill stadiums, baby.
Okay. So let me ask you guys this, and I'm like picking a bone here a little bit. Yeah. There's an article out today on the Landry hat.
Who wrote it?
Who wrote it?
Yeah.
Kenneth Wilson wrote it. And I'm not saying that I don't like Fansided or the Landry hat. I'm just saying, you know.
I'm saying I don't.
Sometimes you pick good writers and sometimes you let good writers walk away and they end up hosting a show with Eric and Charlie. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, the title of this article, Dallas Cowboys, without D-Law, can Jalen Smith or LVE step up?
End the article right there. I don't want to hear no more.
Yeah, I'm over it. What?
What in the hell? Can Jalen Smith or LVE step up? I'm surprised Jalen Smith and LVE can step out of bed every day. What do you mean, can they? No. I'm just going to no to all of that.
That's a good point. Clown, they're pretty much the same dude.
Yeah.
Other than they just play on the opposite side of the line.
Me and Eric's talked about this before. Mm-hmm. That Clowney and D-Law remind me so much of each other.
They're very disruptive.
Celebrates a lot more. He's a lot more
celebratory. Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, the player on the field, they're very, very, very similar. And we agree with you, Lunatic. That's we've talked about that for probably 2 or 3 years now. When Clowney was on the open market and Cowboy fans wanting to go after him, I'm like, we got him. We got D-Law. I mean, we're going to have 2 D-Laws on the team because there's so much fucking alike. Good at stopping the run.
Disruptive.
I'll give Clowney this. Clowney has more splash plays. Mm-hmm. Like when he makes a sack, some of his shit is like, what the fuck? D-Law typically don't do that. But fucking that's what I think. A lot of people see Clowney make one sack. A lot of people don't watch, whatever team Clowney's playing with at the time that they watched him. They just see the highlights and they see this dude just do something. You're like, how the fuck did he do that? And they go off that. But no, I agree with you, dead lunatic. They're pretty much the same guy. I agree. Lunatic, you ever want to come on here with us?
Yeah.
Let us know if you do. We'll bring you. I'll send you an invite right now if you want to come on tonight. If not, let us know and we'll bring you on sometimes. You're good in the chat and shit. Hell, you're in every chat I fucking in and you're in. So
we got $14 million a season from Chicago because of his 11th sack year in Dallas. Teams pay for sacks. That's right. I mean, we paid D-Law for sacks and then he stopped making them. So kind of got the bad end of the deal on that one, didn't we? What else we got?
It's a good segue into matchups because a lot of the injuries are set up the matchups for this game, I think, in my opinion. So we can move into that.
Okay. Oh, just to let y'all know, Mark is saying here because he had a prior engagement on work. Lambo, I have no fucking clue. We never really have no clue about Lambo. We love him, but we have no clue when he's going to be in or out. I know he's busy. He has kids, 2 kids in football, which I had a kid in football.
I think he did reply and say that if he got back in town,
he said he might jump in for the last 30 minutes. Yeah. But anyways, he has prior engagements, and like I said, I got a kid behind me. Not anymore. He's gone. He's moved. So I totally understand. If I don't even know if I'd do a show on Saturday because I'd spend the day watching my kid and then the rest of the day bitching at him for all the shit he messed up on in the game.
Fucking 2 hookers this week. Nice, lunatic. Nice.
Yeah, because I called him a hooker last show.
So, yeah, I mean, talking about.
From our side of the ball, right? It's got to be right tackle, right? They're gonna put Steele out there. Everybody's beat the fucking subject to death. Mm-hmm. It's tight end and running back help.
I mean, we've elevated Sprinkle up, which tells me we're going to run some 2 tight end sets, probably put Schultz out there to help Steele.
Yeah.
But really, that matchup, Steele versus Bosa, that is the only one that concerns me. That's the only one where I have any kind of concern at all. I feel really good about the run game going into this week.
Yeah.
People who were stupid spent a whole week saying that Zeke looked terrible against Tampa Bay. Zeke wasn't supposed to look good against Tampa Bay. That wasn't the damn game plan. It's shut up about it. Zeke is going to look fine this week, and so is Tony Pollard.
Well, Zeke didn't look terrible, in my opinion. I don't
No,
think
I
Zeke
didn't
looked
think so
terrible.
either. That was a really hard
he
run
wasn't-
defense, and we didn't plan to run against them that much.
But he
That
wasn't super
wasn't-
efficient when he did get touches. But the run game in general was efficient.
Mhm.
Pollard kind of helped that up with his limited touches, but the
Actually, it
run
was
game was
horrible.
actually. What's that? The run game was terrible? No, it was 4.6, 4.8 yards a carry or something like that.
Mm.
When you factor it all out, I mean, that's good for the run
Yeah.
game.
You want me to bring the EPA up into this?
No, I don't want you to bring none of them.
It was fucking horrible.
It wasn't that bad. I didn't
Pollard
think it
was actually
bad.
worse than Zeke. One was minus 33, one was minus 20.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't see how- I
last
don't
week
see
the
that.
Chargers defense gave up 120 yards on the ground
Mhm.
to Antonio Gibson from the football team. They gave up 90 yards on 20 carries. I don't think Antonio Gibson has even a fraction of the talent that Zeke and Pollard have. I think
Gibson's a good back, and that's a good O-line.
yeah. I don't know. After watching them and then watching them again with the Giants, I think that we can far exceed that. I think we can far exceed what Washington and Gibson did.
This offense should turn that defense up.
I came into this
Like bad.
season thinking that this division came down to the Cowboys and Washington. After seeing Washington now twice, I mean, unless, I don't know, I definitely don't think that their defense is as formidable as it was last year. I think they've lost a step, and maybe they might get it back. But, and of course, they've got some quarterback issues going on over there. But I'm not even close to worried about Washington as much as I was.
They played the Giants, but Tyler Heineke looked all right, or whatever his name is, Taylor, whatever, Heineke.
Mm-hmm.
At least in fantasy, looked good. No, it was two mediocre teams beating the fuck out of each other. It's what I saw.
It was a fun game, though.
It was super fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, because when I first started watching, man, it's gonna be a shitty game.
Yeah.
And for half, it was.
Yeah.
And in the third quarter, I'm like, man, this going. And then fourth quarter, I'm like, yeah, all right, we can
light
do
them
some
up.
scoring, doing some fucked up plays and some fumbles and some interceptions. And
Chase Young didn't look, as scary as.
Well, this is the thing.
Everybody has him out to be.
The nerds will tell you defense doesn't matter. And people, you think running backs don't matter? Say defense doesn't matter, and people freak out even more. They start talking about defenses and winning Super Bowls.
They've been watching too many Geico commercials.
Yeah, what they mean by that is defenses just aren't stable year to year. Yeah. Like Kansas City Chiefs, Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, Buffalo Bills, possibly. Let's see how Allen does. But you have offenses in the NFL that just can sustain 7, 8, 10, 12 years. They're just going to be good. How many times have you seen defenses do that? Never.
Yeah.
The greatest defenses ever. Think about the great 85 Bears was like a 3-4 year run. The 2000 Ravens about a 2-3 year run. The 2000 Bucks, they had probably a good 4 to 5 year run. They actually did pretty good. The Legion of Boom, what, a 3, maybe 4 year run. Yeah. You can't sustain it. And that's top defenses. Most of them, you have a great defense one year, average next year, pretty good next year, suck next year, great again. They're just not sustainable. So you can't look at a defense like offense. You can say, all right, that offense is going to be kicked ass this year. Defense is hard to do that with. Just because they kicked ass last year, it doesn't always mean they're going to kick ass this year. A lot of factors plays into it. And that's what they mean when they say defense doesn't matter. So nobody lose their shit.
Lunatic says NFL tweeted out that Heineke had his first 3 games had 93 receptions, most of any quarterback in NFL history in their first 3. It was a fucking great. I don't know about the other games he's played in, but fucking, what was it, Thursday or whatever the fuck? That shit was – he looked good. He looked poised. Again, Giants D, but, some would say that they were supposed to be pretty good too on paper. So, how about fucking Daniel Jones just fucking – playing all world?
I don't know. I mean
I mean, I
he
didn't
have
have
any help, and he damn near carried that motherfucking team to a victory.
Yeah,
Should have been.
I didn't watch the game in its entirety because I don't have that channel, but I did watch it on Game Pass. But I'll admit, I kind of watched it piecemeal. I kind of,
He had a couple of Daniel Jones throws though that I did see in that
Yeah.
game, and I was like, God damn, dude, that wasn't even
Did he
fucking
fall
close.
down? I was waiting. I was kind of forwarding through there with my finger, waiting for him to fall down. I love it when Daniel Jones falls down. Like the best thing in my life.
No, he breaks off a fucking lot of long runs though.
That's the best thing in your life, Rocker? Really? How about you falling down the stairs? That's the best thing in my life.
I haven't fallen down the stairs in like 4 weeks.
I'm still waiting for video for that shit, man. I think about asking where you live so I could call the apartment complex. Say, y'all sure y'all ain't got cameras around there? Yeah,
there might be a Ring doorbell cam at the door downstairs that looks onto the staircase, but they're not going to share it with you.
Yeah, they both have pretty good games. Jones was a .29. Heineke was .005 an EPA. Oh, excuse me. Their ADOT, fucking Jones ADOT was 11.2, dude.
I'm telling you, he fucking all world with that shit.
And Heineke's was 7.7,
which is still, I mean, really pretty good, right? Eight's about
that's about league minimum. I mean, that's about right where you want to be.
Right.
Then completion percentage of expectation, both of them was positive. One was actually Heineke had a better one. He was 7.8, Jones 4.4. Quarterback rating 71-50. Not bad. Yeah, they both have two solid games. Just depends on what their defense is. Who I mean, typically I would tell you that was a great game by Jones since he was going against Washington's defense.
Yeah.
Seeing Washington defense the week before makes me think, okay, what Washington defense are we getting? Are we going to get that same one from last year, or have they taken a step back, or is something going on here?
Right.
But I'll tell you like this: if it was Dak, I'd be bragging on it. So that's what I always try to do. Look at it. I'm not going to poo-poo on it, because people poo-poo on Dak. Like, well, who did he face? I don't give a fuck who he faced. He fucking tore their ass up. That's all I care of shit about. So yes, it was two pretty good games by both of them. I was not bad at all.
Yeah.
We used Dak in the red zone the way.
But I don't worry about either one of them.
Yeah. Speaking of that red zone has had me fired up this week. I was pissed after that Tampa Bay game. I was pissed after the last however many years of bad red zone efficiency by the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't know if it's an execution thing. I don't know if it's a play calling thing. All I know is that Kellen Moore needs to get off his dead ass and get it fixed and do it quick.
Time out.
I am sick and tired of the
Kellen
bad
Moore
red
a great
zone.
Fucking game.
I'm tired of the bad red zone efficiency, Eric. I mean, you can get 400 yards on the ground and 500 yards through the air, but if you can't land the damn ball in the end zone, why the hell did you even get on the plane?
Well, they scored 29 points.
I was going to say 4 fucking touchdowns. I mean, shit, or whatever the fuck it was, 3.
I mean, we were 1 for 4 in the red zone, 25%.
And what was Tom Brady?
Tom Brady was, I have to look it up.
Wasn't he 4 for 4? Or some shit like that, something crazy. 4 for 4,
it was good. In 2020,
how much? 2 points.
In 2020, the better teams in the league were averaging 65 to 80% red zone efficiency. The Dallas Cowboys ranked 29th with a 50% red zone efficiency, and we haven't been good in the red zone in a very long time. So at some point, that has to improve. It has to improve. I mean, if we've been 50% against, that was one of the things that we talked about earlier. There were a lot of little things along the way. You could say this could have changed the outcome of Tampa Bay. That could have changed the outcome of Tampa Bay. Red zone efficiency could have changed the outcome of Tampa Bay. If we had just gone 50%, we would have won that game. Just one more in the red zone. But we suck. We suck in the damn red zone, and that's got to get better. However, I will say the Chargers suck in the red zone too. So that kind of evens out the playing field a little bit for us this week. They were 33% against the Washington football team, and last year they came in at about 55%, where we were at 50%. So they're not a good red zone team either. But we need to improve there. It's ridiculous to spend all of that time getting your ass all the way down the field. You get inside the 20, and then you're kicking for 3 every time. I'm tired of 3. I want 7 and I want 8. I don't want any more 3.
I'd like to see some more fourth down attempts. Fucking go for
the
it.
red zone.
Yeah.
It's hard to pinpoint what it's on. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think it's a combination of fucking maybe some not good play calling in the red zone. I think it's some execution problem, whether it's Dak maybe not making the right pass, maybe the drop, maybe a confusion on where the fucking receiver don't know where to go. I think it's also in the last game, I think we had 2 red zone penalties. Penalties will kill you at any part of the field, but when you get down on the 10-yard line, 15-yard line, you're in the red zone. You just got in red zone. Now you just got knocked the fuck out of the red zone. So I think it's a combination of everything. I can't blame it all on Moore and tell Moore he needs to clean it up. I think it's a little bit of everything. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what the fuck can make to make it better. I mean, I know in 2016 we ran the fuck out of the ball that year. What people think we did, we didn't run as much as people thought we did. We was filth that year, and then the next year, that whole offense. I mean, that was probably people would say that was one of the worst offenses since Dak's been here. Hell, we was 7th in red zone that year. You know, and then in 2018 when we actually made the playoffs and fucking had that run, we was like fucking 20 or something. So it doesn't always go hand in hand, but it I'd rather have touchdowns in the red zone than field goals, and I'd rather have a field goal than nothing. So,
right.
I don't freak out about it too much, but I do see what you're saying.
It just needs to be, I mean, there are a lot of things that we need to improve on, but that needs to be a trick that we have in our bag. There are just some things that we need to shore up in order to win some football games, and that needs to be one of them for me. One of them. I have a few other little things on my list too, but that's near the top. I mean, especially this week. I feel like this week I've been predicting since June is going to be a heavy run week. When you're running the ball, not passing the ball, you're probably going to be in the red zone more, which means you need to actually get into the end zone. You got to actually cross the line. Figure out a way to get in there.
I hope this week is a heavy run week. If it's a heavy run week, that means we win the game. And not because of the run game. It's because we'll be ahead by so much and just running out clock, and they'll be playing from behind, come one-dimensional, right? Pass rush, all that stuff.
This is a week where that game plan is going to work. In Tampa
I don't know
Bay,
if the first 15 if the first 15 play script contains 5 run plays. I still think we'll come out pass happy and try to get up quick. Should every week, in my opinion. Now, granted, pick your spots. You can run it a few times, or do like we did last week, and little wide receiver screens and extensions of the run game, whatever you want to call it. But I keep Dak rolling, keep him rolling.
Keep rolling. And for me, I think we need to be adjustable too. We need to keep an eye on what's going on down there with Joey Bosa. If our plan to use Steele, and I think our plan is to use a tight end, if that's working and keeping the pressure off of Dak, then I'm okay with passing a little bit more. If it's not working, then we need to try to get ahead as quickly as we can and then rely on Zeke and try to dominate that clock and just keep it going. Yeah. I would prefer not to see Dak on the ground as much as possible. That is my goal in life. We've got a shiny new, $160 million toy. Let's not tear it up and throw it in the dirt. Let's keep it upright.
Nice. He's shiny. Definitely not new. They've had to fix his ass. They broke his ass once.
Yeah, my fear is that we're going to try to run too much. That's what I fear.
Especially early. I don't think that's the play.
Yeah, I fear we're going to come out and try to establish the run. And we'll work if our defense holds up their end of the deal. But if they don't, we're going to turn in 2-20 where we're going to fall behind 14, 17 points. And we're going to be throwing the fuck out of it anyway. So my thing is, why don't you just come out and just fucking start whipping it around?
Yeah, you lost both your edge guys.
And run it also, go about 60-40 on early downs. Go about 60-40, and if you see that fucking run is tearing their ass up, it's like, all right, Let's back that off a little bit. Let's go 55-45. Let's go 50-50. And then reverse it, 45. Get the lead and then fucking run the shit out of him in the fucking fourth quarter. Just kill the clock. Just, get a two score lead and just fucking get that ball to fucking Zeke and Pollard and let them do their thing.
I think that our defense should have a pretty good week. Stats-wise, a better week than what we saw in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, we had no sacks. We had 1 hurry. We had 3 pressures. But that was against a very good, very experienced offensive line. Looking at the Chargers' offensive line, there's quite a few rookies in there. Rashawn Slater is excellent, but remember, it's only his second game in the NFL. Down at the other end, the right tackle position, you've got a backup down there like we've already discussed. So I think that we can up that and put some pressure on Herbert and maybe stunt their pass game. I hope. I would think that we would be able to.
All out blitz. Just bring 6 or 7 ever down. Just don't even take no chances. Try to do your 4. Just bring at least 5 ever down.
It's not Tom.
Yeah.
Herbert's not Tom.
No,
that's going to work to our advantage. Yeah, he's only a second-year quarterback, so he's not going to see things that Tom Brady was seeing. That
he ain't gonna get rid of that ball as quick as Tom Brady either.
No, and Tom Brady looking over and seeing D-Law and seeing Wilson and knowing what that play was going to be and ending up with Gronkowski in the end zone, Herbert wouldn't have seen that coming. He's not going to see some of that.
Herbert's got a cannon for an arm. He's got
not because I don't think he's good, but just he's a second-year quarterback.
Yeah, he's
not been there for 2 decades. He's not going to see it coming before we even have the thought.
He doesn't have the brain that Brady has. Not that he won't eventually, but Brady's been doing this shit for fucking 20 years. He was doing fucking goddamn. Herbert was fucking stealing his daddy's fucking nutsack. So, I mean, so.
Yeah, this is kind of what we've been talking about, Lunatic, with the injuries last segment. But it kind of plays into, the key matchups too, because, their offensive are starting right tackles out too. They've got some DBs out. They've got there's a couple another D lineman, I believe.
Yeah, I think they ended up with 5 defensive starters on IR, including Derwin James. So other than, I think that the matchups are really in our favor, other than the Steele versus Bosa. And like DeLunatic mentioned and Matt Owens said earlier this week, you put the 104th ranked tackle against Joey Bosa. What the fuck could possibly go wrong? Well, lots of shit. So I'm a little
I don't think it's the only
matchup. Owens Steele.
It could be a killer for us. We got AB.
I'm still traumatized from Terrence Steele last year.
Well,
you mean 2 years ago? Last year, he's
the only good thing about it is it's
horrible last year.
Who still was fucking awful till like the last 5 or 6 games. But before that, he got beat like a fucking drum, like routinely, like really bad. That's the whole reason they moved fucking Martin out to right tackle, is because he just couldn't do it. I mean, he was that bad. But yeah, no, I with the year in the fucking weight program and fucking, from what I understand, he had a private coach, and I know Dak said he got one of the words for one of the best workout people in the off season and shit like that. And, now that all doesn't fucking equal, hey, I'm going to be a good player now.
Right.
But I'm hoping that, he's fucking, that he'll come out there and step up a little bit. I hope he'll step up to where we don't have to fucking help too much, because helping does affect your offense. I mean, like I don't know if we talked about behind the scenes, like we're some fucking kind of real show, but I don't know if we talked about it like before we came on or after. When me and Eric talked about it, I chipping it's okay, but when you got a quarterback trying to get rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds, that one little chip, that one little running back saying, "Let me chip this guy real quick before I get on my route," that's just a split second he's not going to be on his route, and a split second less that Dak has to get to him. And same with the tight end. And then if you hold a tight end completely and just let him double team him, that's one guy you ain't got on the route. So I'm hoping he can kind of hang a little bit on his own for a little bit, but Bosa is just a bad motherfucker, dude. And that's just, I mean, he makes starters look stupid. You know, that's. I mean, he goes against starters and they look dumb. So, you know, maybe
On
they
the
should
other
just
side,
maybe they should Tyron Smith like when they come out of huddle, whichever fucking place Bosa lines up, just tell Tyron to switch with fucking whatchamacallit and just swap, and he just follows Bosa.
yeah.
It's a joke. I'm not saying it's for real. But yeah, no. But yeah, I worry about it a little bit, but I trust Kellen that he'll have some plays drawn up to get rid of the ball pretty quick. I'll trust Dak has to know, hey, I got somebody over here. I got to fucking,
At least it's his front side. At least it's not his blind side. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
He can maneuver a little bit around Bosa too. So there's ways around
But see, they also got
being
new
short at right
tackle
tackle.
out, so
Mhm.
maybe that won't have no push up the middle to where, if Steele can just push them around and
Right.
Dak can just step up, they should be okay. Good thing about it, Ty Neseski, whatever the fuck his name is,
Ty and
he's out.
Seki.
So now, if fucking he doesn't work out, Martin's going to be the guy
Right.
because there's nobody else.
Right.
Because Brandon Knight, I don't see him putting him out there since he played guard all fucking preseason.
Exactly.
I don't think they're going to throw him out there. So it'll be Martin if old numbnuts can't fucking do it himself.
Yeah.
Which I think it should be Martin to begin with, but that's a whole nother fucking topic.
There are a couple other matchups on the other side of the ball that I don't like. Williams against CB2. If in fact they let Diggs follow Keenan Allen wherever he goes, Williams is no slouch and he's a deep ball threat. And then you also have two safeties going against Jared Cook, who, while he's old, has been a pretty decent factor the last few years in the league out of the tight end spot. So you got Hooker and Curse, presumably. Yeah, that's going to start there. Maybe your linebacker will be covering them at times, but, Hooker hasn't seen snaps in, 2 years, and Curse didn't start last week. So he got some time towards the end of the game, but that's another matchup to watch on the other side of the ball there.
Yeah, Curse don't concern me, but Hooker does. Not that I don't think he can. It's just like you said, it's been a long time since he's played football. He went out with a major injury last year.
Right.
So, I mean, he didn't really get a lot of preseason time. Didn't really get a whole bunch of practice. So, yeah, I'm a little concerned with him, but, we'll see how that fucking works out. That's why I say they should just say fucking bring pressure and just fucking blitz the shit out of them. And, if you get beat, you get beat. Fuck it, I'd rather you get beat and got a 2-minute drive, and fucking scored and fucking get beat on a 10-minute drive, just dinking and dunking and go down. Just let them score quick so we get the fuck back on the field and we can get our fucking series in and have another chance of scoring.
Y'all want to talk about special teams at all?
We ain't got Bluff here today.
Special teams.
Do something. Poke them with a stick. Do something.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to talk about them. They suck. Now we can move on to the next subject.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. No, they was bad.
So we re-signed
Brian Enger's all right. I'm actually okay with the punter. Punter's doing good.
No, punter's fine.
I guess after Zerline's meltdown in Tampa Bay, we've now re-signed that Liram Hallelujah Halaraja, whatever his name is. He's on the practice squad at this point. I don't know if he's been elevated or not, but he is back in Dallas. Remember, we had signed him for like 3 days in August. And
that concerns me because there's got to be an injury concern there. Otherwise, Zerline's not going anywhere. What is it? I don't have the numbers pulled up. Charlie might know, but it would cost a lot of money to get rid of him, I believe.
I think Bluff said that last week, and I looked it up. I'll look it up again real quick. But I think you actually save cap space.
Yeah. My thing, though, the whole time was because of COVID and the protocols and the way that they work, we needed to have somebody around who could both kick and punt, a dual guy that could step in for one of those if we lost them. Even if not on the active roster on the practice squad. I wanted to keep that Liram guy around, so I'm glad they brought him back.
Yeah.
That was a good move, and I am here for it.
Sprinkle in some help for Steele. He's activated, so good point.
Yeah. They did. They have brought him, Todd Corey. They've activated Sprinkle off the practice squad with the spot vacated by Randy Gregory this week. So,
Mendoza,
but of course, we've got Randy Gregory may be back by the Philadelphia game. And we've got still then 4 weeks without Lyle Collins. So we'll have to do a little shuffling to make sure we keep somebody around to help Steele through the other 4 weeks.
Yeah, you save by cutting Zerline. You don't lose no money.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was on a multi-year deal.
He only had a
guaranteed.
$1 million signing bonus, which is
Okay.
which is $333,000 each year, and he had a 2.5 guarantee, which has already been paid out.
Okay. I thought I had heard something. Maybe it was
Bluff did say it.
Bluff. Yeah,
Bluff said it, and he never acknowledged me. I don't know if he saw it or not, but I put in the chat that you actually save money. But I agree with that. He ain't going. That's fucking dipshit's boy. He ain't fucking
exactly.
He's not going. He's not going.
I'm with Eric. I think that's them saying, okay, you look like shit, so obviously you might not be ready. So we're going to have plan B in case you got to go to IR or in case you got to miss a couple of games. What the fuck ever. We'll have because I think they like that kid that they had in there earlier, and I think that's like, let's bring him back and let's just fucking we'll roll with him if Zerline can't go.
Yeah, and it's nothing personal against Zerline. I guess
he's coming off back. I mean, I'm surprised
absolutely. I've had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder about him though since 2020 started, and I guess really it's just a I'm not crazy about Bones Fossil situation. I felt like in 2019, even though Bones wasn't here, we had a bad situation with Brett Maher. Kai Forbath came in. He did a really great job for us, and there was no reason for him to lose his job other than the fact that Bones Fossil wanted to bring his guy in. And I hate that because he wanted to have his guy in.
Bones has too much control.
He absolutely does. And Kai Forbath
I've never seen the
was a
special
really
teams
great
guy
kicker.
have so much.
He was a great kicker, and I really liked him, and I was pissed that he was gone, and I felt like he saved us from a lot of bullshit that we were dealing with Brett Maher, and I do not like Brett Maher.
And that dude got rid of a 19-year vet that did nothing wrong, that was not falling down in the snaps, long snapper. He was not falling down on the snaps. He was still a great long snapper.
LP.
And he got him off the team to bring his fucking guy in.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I'm like, huh? And
I feel like he's probably the reason that we don't have Carter right now, because he wanted Kamara.
He might have.
That's a good point. He could have.
Mm-hmm. And now we're looking at a situation without D-Law for at least 8 weeks, and knowing D-Law the way we know D-Law, I wouldn't be surprised if 8 turned into 10. And Randy Gregory, I guess, you don't know a lot about. I mean, you would assume that Randy Gregory would be back from that COVID protocol by the time that we play Philly. However, they haven't really released anything about it. Some people said he was asymptomatic, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to get sick tomorrow. And with COVID, you don't know how long he's going to be out. He could be out 2 or 3 weeks sick, not able to play, not able to run, if that got into his chest. So we really should have had Carter, and I think that is probably on Bones too. And I thought he was very entertaining on Hard Knocks. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I'm sick of his playing favorites, and he's pissing me off.
Yeah, he definitely has too much control over this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, those special teams will be huge. Can't be allowing big returns. Stop fucking kicking it short. Your fucking nickname is Greg the fucking leg. Use it.
Well, no, I know that's the thing. Remember the other day we was trying to figure out, is that on purpose? I figured out it was on purpose.
Trying to get cute.
That was Fossil wanting it was called short kicks. That was what Fossil was calling.
What the fuck is
kick it short?
He just wants to insert his fingerprint on shit. I guess I don't know, man. The guy's got way too much
coach.
Something. He's trying to move up in the ranks, bro.
Yeah, and he's trying to to do crazy shit, and it works. And then everybody's like, man, we gotta have him as a coach, but right now it's not fucking working, dipshit. You gotta stop doing that, and be hopeful when you keep your special teams job. Hopefully,
we can actually get I'm completely fine with starting at the 25 every fucking time. TP's okay. I don't know. I haven't seen him ever fucking return one huge yet, so I'm cool with starting at the 25.
He's had a couple 60-something yarders in there, hasn't he?
I'd have to look
Tony
it up.
Pollard. I think
one got called back too, maybe. Does the fullback become more active, maybe to help him pass pro? I don't see that happen. I hope it doesn't happen. But I do like Nick Ralston.
Yeah.
I like the guy.
Speaking of that fullback, Jack Meeker, Kellen Moore is not a fan of the fullback, and I looked up the
Neither
stats
is
on
Charlie Moffitt.
this.
Or
Yeah,
Eric.
I looked up.
Or
I
Eric.
looked up the stats on this last year, during a discussion about Zeke's yards per carry. Before Kellen Moore, back during the Linehan days, like 2016, when
Mhm.
Zeke was averaging close to, I think it was over a little over 6 yards a carry, something like that, maybe 5.9, right in that neighborhood. We were using a fullback on 33% of our total snaps.
What year was that?
That was 2016.
Yeah, when the O line was fucking massive and you had Fred Beard and everybody there fucking
Yeah.
pounding people. Yeah, bully ball worked then.
And then even in 2017, Zeke was still on the snaps we were using fullbacks under Linehan. He was averaging a little more. When we came in then later with Kellen Moore, that fullback usage in 2019. Now 2020 we didn't have one. He opted out. 2019, Kellen used one less than 7% of the time, and we saw Zeke's yards per carry regress down to around 4, between 3.5 and 4 yards, without that fullback in place. And I think, I don't know if it's a size thing, maybe him having trouble getting through that first line of defense. Zeke is a little smaller.
Look, if you're
I'm
gonna
not
have
sure.
a fucking fullback on the team, I've always said this. You better be able to catch the fucking ball. You better be able to play fucking tight end. You better be able to do a whole bunch of shit, special teams, all that shit. Because if not, just put fucking Zeke at fullback and
If
hand the
not,
ball
you're
to Tony.
just a fat guy
It's
on
the
the
same
offense.
fucking thing. There's nobody better in the league. Well, maybe you could probably come up with a couple guys that can get low and, hit somebody like Zeke. Zeke is super fucking good at getting hips low and exploding into fucking people. He'd be a great fullback. If that's what you want to do, you got a play called up, some 21 bullshit, and I formation, goal line, whatever the fuck, and you need a fullback, put in fucking Zeke. There's no better battering ram on the team. Now maybe Ralston can be, but I don't see them. Fullbacks have gone the way of the drop kick. Exactly.
Yeah, fullbacks they're kind of a dying breed.
Yeah.
You got a couple. You got the San Francisco kid. Fucking
isn't the
whatever his
Watt
name is.
brother still chilling too?
Yeah, but then you have that kid from San Francisco.
Juice chick.
Yeah, there you go.
But he's more of a he's almost a halfback.
He's a fullback, but he actually can play running back, and he's fucking great with his hands. He's great out of the backfield. He's great. You can line him up as a slot. He's overall good, and that's why I tell everybody: you give me him, man, fuck yeah, I'll keep him. Yeah. I won't mind having a fullback, but one just for specifically. I'm a big Moose Johnson, and I love Moose Johnson back in the 90s. I don't want that fucking guy anymore. And even Moose was good at catching the ball, but even the amount of times he did, no, I don't want that guy. If you're going to have a fullback on the team, he better fucking be able to do more than just line up in a 3-point stance and go lead block.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nick Ralston, though, is a different kind of fullback than what we've seen in Dallas.
Nick can play tight end. He can play tight end.
Yeah, we had Olawale before, and then before him, I don't remember the guy's name, but we were kind of going with those big Samoan guys as fullbacks. But now we've got Ralston, and he's a different body type. He's going to be able to be more versatile on the line.
Too, though.
Which is what, and he is, but that's what Kellen Moore, though, was used to. Boise State did use a fullback when Moore was quarterback there, but they used one very versatilely. He slipped over to tight end sometimes. They used him in the slot. They moved him around some. So we may see more use out of Ralston if Kellen Moore is drawing any inspiration from that Boise State playbook. Olawale. It's fun to say Olawale.
Yeah. He had fucking 6 snaps in whenever the fuck he was the year he was healthier. I don't know, some stupid fucking number.
Yeah,
like that this roster spot he got, and he had a drop pass, I think, in the end zone first few games of the fucking year. I don't know.
Then he opted out in 2020.
Yeah, the lunatic. He's made some catches, but he hasn't done it for us. Like he did it. I think it was with the Raiders. He had a couple of little arrows or out and ups or some shit.
But I blame that on Garrett.
Right. That could be too.
I think he could have been used more in the pass game, and I think Garrett was trying to use him more as a Moose Johnson because he was living in the fucking 90s.
I want to talk about this right here. Got to watch Tyler B close. He struggled in Tampa.
He did.
And I don't know if I would want. I mean, think about this. So Tyler struggled with fucking goddamn it, McGovern as the right guard. Think about how much better he could be with Zach next to him. And does that play a part in any of the coaching's thought process of why they want?
The bad
Obviously,
thing
he's
about it
there.
is I like Tyler and I think he can do better. But if he doesn't, there's nobody else.
Yeah.
Are we really going to put Connor there?
Sure.
And if we put Connor there, who's playing left fucking guard? I mean, I guess McGovern. You know, if everything works out at right tackle.
I just meant more of playing initially, at least playing Martin at right tackle and McGovern at right guard.
And
maybe
Biotis
struggling so much played a part in that.
He had how many starts last year? 4, 5, 4.
Yeah, he's still a rookie. I mean,
he's still a rookie, and then he comes out this year in that first game against some bad dudes in Tampa Bay, man. So maybe this week that interior defensive line for the Chargers is not nearly as formidable. You know, maybe he can kind of get comfortable, get a rhythm, get a little confidence. I don't think there's a talent issue at all.
I get it, the lunatic with Vita Vea and Sue. I get it, but man, McGovern looked sharp against him. Tyler just looked miserable, man. He was getting his ass beat. I don't know if it's a strength thing. I don't know if it's a technique thing. Maybe could be. I don't know.
Connor Livesay writes for Blogging the Boys, one of those does all the draft shit. I'm assuming this is who he's talking about, but he asked a question today. I can't remember how he worded it, so I'm not going to try to verbatim. I mean, fucking Zach could quote him, but. You have someone on the roster right now that played center in college and was really good at it. Why hasn't he got a chance? And that's Connor McGovern.
Yeah.
He played center and guard in fucking college, and he did good at both positions, and they haven't even let him touch the center position. But they let Connor Williams try to fucking get the backup role. And I'm wondering why haven't they ever just thought, hey, you know, let's try this fucking dude. He did it in college. You know, that was one of the reasons they drafted him because he was multiple. He could play guard. He could play center.
Yeah.
You know,
what
and they
round was
they
he?
never even gave him a snap at fucking center. And that's really confusing me why. But yet they give one to Connor Williams who never played center in his fucking life. Hell, he never played guard before 2018. They stuck him in there. So in 3 years, you're trying to teach him two new positions when you got a kid on your team that's played fucking center in college and played well. He did good in center in college. So I don't know why they never gave McGovern a chance at fucking center. That really surprises me.
Oh shit! There's 2 Connor McGoverns in the NFL. I was like,
there's another one too.
I was like, fuck, dude. Did we fucking get rid of him? God damn.
I Googled him one time and I started looking at his stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
He plays for the Jets?
Fucking him. Who the fuck is this kid?
Fuck. Got me.
But I thought I'm 99% sure Livesay was talking about Connor McGovern. I'm assuming that's who he was talking about because I know he's real good at fucking the draft stuff. So I'm assuming that's who he's talking about. That's the only other one on there, unless he was talking about Nebraska kid, and I don't think he was talking about him because I don't think I would say Nebraska kid was really good at it in college. So I'm assuming he was talking about Connor McGovern.
Oh, Farniak or whatever.
And if he wasn't, I was talking about Connor McGovern.
Yeah.
Why haven't they ever even tried to let him take snaps at center?
Yeah.
You know, it makes more sense than letting
Connor
Williams.
That's a fucking great question.
Because when we lost Fred, I wasn't too worried because I'm like, fuck it, we got Connor McGovern. I mean, he can step in. You know, blah blah. You know, of course we had a red shirt him and shit that 2018 when we drafted him. But I just wasn't really worried about it in 2019, or was it 2020 when Fred? Yeah, 2018 is when Fred didn't play. And then he got red shirt. And in 2019, Fred came back. And in 2020, I wasn't worried about it because I assumed, man, we got McGovern. They could put him in there. And they never gave him a shot. They put fucking Looney in there, and then they put fucking Beataz. And I'm like, I don't understand why they're not even giving him a fucking shot.
Bro, bluff. Hey, man, just drive, bro. Just drive, bro. Oh, unless you're just sitting in the middle of nowhere. If not, fucking try it. 5G. what are we still on matchups? We talking about matchups anymore?
Yeah.
What other matchups are there?
That's about all.
How about the linebackers on Austin Eckler? If we do mad blitz him all the time, somebody's got to cover that kid because he's going to get it out quick, and he's a good pass catcher. But I think Parsons is pretty good competition for him. If we're not sending him,
at the end of the day,
he needs to be spying Eckler.
My score, I'll give it to at the end, but they're both in the 30s. So I don't think it's I think it's going to be just another neither defense is going to be able to stop the offense, and it's just going to come down to who gets the ball last.
Yeah.
And or maybe if one defense can step up one time and make a big play one time, that could be the game changer. But even if they make a big play, I still think both defenses are giving up 30. You know.
Bluff, they talking bad about special teams login.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You know, I think we watched Bluff do one fucking show on special teams, and now we've like dubbed him the fucking special teams guy all the time. I don't know if he likes that or not. I don't think of you as just the special teams guy, Bluff.
No, but Bluff's admitted to it on air. Why not keep saying on air like we're fucking some kind of fucking TV show? But he's admitted to it a few times that he loves special teams. So that's why he loves it. He loves watching it. He loves studying it. I mean, he'll study alignments, and I mean he'll get down to the nitty gritty. So that's why I dubbed him as my special teams guy.
Same Mendoza, because they will do that a lot. He's used like TP a lot. He can be sent out wide. Even Zeke gets sent out wide. But they'll actually throw to him out wide. Parsons played well in the first game.
Yes.
Yeah, he got better.
Yeah, he got lost a couple of times, but two things happen. One, rookies do that sometimes. Two, Tom Brady makes you look stupid sometimes.
That's true.
I mean, that's just it's just one of them things. That's why it's not hard for me to even judge our defense, because the offense we played is like I've seen that offense just school fucking defenses before.
Yes.
Good defenses. So it's kind of like, okay, that's why I think overall with fucking rookie linebacker, fucking a below average cornerback, a fucking second year cornerback, fucking safety who fucking is coming off major injury, fucking another linebacker who just moved positions and playing linebacker this year. Neil. Then you have fucking, well, I won't even mention his name, but you have a rookie fucking three tech. I mean, we have a lot of moving parts. So considering all that, when you take all that in context, I thought, and we got 4 turnovers, which I really only count 3. That's not bad. I mean, it could have been worse,
Mm-hmm.
So and
I thought it was a really good sign. Yeah.
It was against the Bucks. I mean, if you would have told me before the game, Tom Brady would have threw 390, whatever he threw with it, I'd be like, I can see that. It wasn't nothing that shocked me. I mean, it's kind of like that's what he does. I mean, especially if they let him throw it fucking 50 times or 40 times, how many times he threw it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was a tough matchup. I mean, that's the whole reason I had us losing. That was a big ask for that defense. New defensive coordinator on top of that, and pretty much everybody learning a new defense. That's a hard ask to go into Tampa Bay, and they fucking stood toe to toe with them. I mean, we took them down. Tom Brady had to do Tom Brady things with a minute 20 seconds left to win.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I said, I don't expect my players to take a moral victory. I expect them to be pissed and say we should have won that game. Fuck that. Be mad. Be upset. But as a fan, I'm taking moral victories, and I'm hanging that one on. In fact, I might even get a shirt made, moral victory number 1.
Yeah.
I mean that's just I'm going to take some moral victories. I'm not going to fucking overact to shit. And like we should have done this. Yeah, we should have done a lot of things, but fuck, dude, we took them toe to toe, and I was happy how they played. I mean, could they play better? Yeah. And I think they will. I think they'll play better this week. I think they'll play better the 3rd week, the 4th week, the 5th. And plus the first 2 weeks, look at the fucking teams we're playing. The passing offenses. Jesus Christ. You can't ask for worse matchups against our defense, our young defense, new defense, than against the fucking wide receivers and quarterbacks we're going against.
Yeah.
Let me get Philly. That should be a little bit more of a fucking, a downsized
fair
what
fight.
we're matching up. Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Cowboys player's name is Aram Hajarulahu.
Yeah. See, I told y'all it.
Andrew Lunsford, you want to come on here and I'll send you an invite. You can pronounce that shit for us.
To what Charlie was saying, I think that I said it last week when we were on. Maybe not. I don't know. It's been 7 days ago, but there were some content creators who felt like, even though it was a narrow loss, that we shouldn't be accepting of this moral victory that we should, we get too comfortable as Cowboys fans and we say, yeah, but look at all the great things that they did. But for me, I'm okay with it. In week 1, from where we were last January, this brand new defense, all of those rookies, to how they performed, I'm okay with it. Now we face Tampa Bay again in January in a playoff situation. I'm not going to be okay with it. I'm going to expect more from them after a full season together, a full season of NFL experience. But in week 1, I'm okay with
And
it.
I think Rocket said this last week. Fast forward 18 weeks, we play Tampa Bay. We're not going to have no moral victories. I'm not going to say, oh, we stood toe to toe with. No, that I'll be pissed and I'll be bitching.
Mm-hmm.
But first game of the year, you got to put a little context on it, and you got to understand, dude, we're fans. We can have moral victories. It's okay. Even if playoffs somebody wants to, I'll disagree with it, but I'm not going to give them a hard time about it. But fucking first game of the year, we're fans. We can have moral victories. It's nothing. If I heard Dak came out and said, yeah, well, we did pretty good, considering who he's playing, I was okay with the game. Then I'd be like, hey, dude, what the fuck?
Right.
I'd be pissed if Dak said that. I'd be pissed if Parsons said that. I'd be pissed if Mike McCarthy said that. They didn't. They was pissed, and they said we should have won the game. We made mistakes. We're cleaning them up. That's what I want to hear my team say. My fans, I don't give a shit if they fucking don't want moral victories. I mean, it's okay to have a moral victory as a fan. And I damn sure don't give a shit what other fucking content creators say.
And that was exactly right, Jack Meeker. He said all we get out of it was experience next up. I was glad to get Tampa Bay first out of the slot. I was happy for it. I mean, you got a defense that is about 60% rookies. I can't think of a better quarterback to give them some experience to take with them in the next 16 weeks than Tom Brady. I mean,
most definitely.
I was glad for that in week 1.
There's not too many more offenses we're going to face that fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go through them. San Diego has a possibility. They got the firepower, maybe not the IQ of Tom Brady, but overall, right. I mean, they got the firepower. Mm-hmm. None of our
until November when we see Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
We're not going to see another offense that tough.
And after that, we're not going to see it. Unless one pops up somewhere that we're not seeing right now. Because there's always that one team that just like, holy shit, man.
Surprises.
Like New Orleans Saints. If they keep what they're doing, they can be another one of them. But for the most part, when you face Tom Brady in the first game of the year and that offense, you're like, okay, this is now we know where we're at. Let's get fucking better. Let's build off this one. So I have moral victory. I'm okay with the moral victory first game of the year. I think too many people was expecting to win, and there were some people actually thought we was going to win, like not easily, but like it was a for sure thing we was going to win that game, which was really fucking confusing to me. Why? I mean, I understand, being a Cowboy fan, and you want your team to win and shit like that. But sometimes I think they go over the top with the shit a little bit.
There's your answer.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. Send him the link.
Fuck. Is he Andrew? Do I got are you on Twitter? Do I got you? Am I following you on Twitter?
He's on YouTube. He came over from MCF.
Yeah, I know where he's from. I'm trying to think of, because I gotta have somewhere to send a tweet.
So we can DM.
Yeah, and I can't. I don't want to give him his fucking email address.
Hey, dude, put your fucking email up there.
Yeah,
we're gonna need your mom's maiden name and a social security number, Andrew.
Put your phone number up, bro. We got.
We're also gonna need your routing and checking account numbers.
Andrew, go to Dallas
and
Cowboys
a spare
Uncensored
key to your house.
On Twitter. If you're on Twitter, go to Dallas Cowboys Uncensored and friend us if you haven't friend us, and I'll send you a link there.
Denver has some weapons up there. High ankle sprain to Judy. You got, who else is there? They got that rookie or second year kid who's pretty fucking good. It's gonna make me go look it up now. They do have a couple of good guys though.
Yeah, they do.
But Judy's out. He's got a high ankle sprain, I believe.
They taken the first Surtain. I wasn't real big on Surtain. I was more of a Horn girl. I felt like he lacked a little bit at corner in the hips. I felt like he was really fast in a straight line. Mm-hmm. And as long as he faced a wide receiver that was going to run in a really straight line, he was going to do great. But anybody that made a move, he might struggle a little bit. So I'm going to be watching him, see if I was right about that. I'm probably wrong.
Sutton's
but that was, that that hip twitch on Patrick Surtain was.
And then
Just a little.
Hamler's the rookie. Is that right? KJ?
Andrew, if you're still listening, give me a place to send the link and I'll send it. I just got to have a place to send the link.
Oh, no, he's not
If you
a
don't-
fucking rookie.
If you don't mind putting your email up here in front of the Lunatic and Mendoza, Todd Corey.
That's what I was saying. There's 5 people. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
calling you, dude.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's going to be really fucking with you.
He's like, I'm gonna give my
Or you
email
can find me on
address to
Facebook,
somebody
too.
named the
You can find me on
Lunatic
Facebook,
and some
Charlie
chick
E.
that drinks
Moffitt.
too much coffee.
Charlie E. Moffitt on Facebook and send me a message there and I'll give it to you there. I'll give it to you. I'll give you the link there.
Wow.
Sick.
Hey, man, fucking it's me. What the fuck you think? I'm always going to say some fucked up shit.
Here's Lambo.
I showed my dad some of our fucking show today. No, let's say silly happen real quick. Give me 30 seconds for this. I was setting up, putting my mic up and everything.
Mhm.
My dad's like, "What is that? That a mic?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "So you use that?" And I looked. I'm like, "Well, yeah." He goes, "You talking to it?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, so you talk during this podcast?" I'm like,
What the
"What the
fuck?
fuck, dude?" I'm like, "You think we're doing some 1920 film where we're mining shit?" You know? And he started laughing. He goes, "Well, shit, Charlie, I'm 73. I don't know shit about podcasts." I said, "Well, fuck, you ain't got to know shit to know that I'm going to talk. I mean, that we're not going to fucking mine shit like a fucking 1920 silent film." Anyways, I let him watch a little bit of the show. I let him watch Rika talk shit about me.
Yeah, did he enjoy it?
Yeah, he enjoyed it. He laughed. He's always going to enjoy it. You talk shit to me, he's going to enjoy it.
Nice. I'm
Like
gonna
my
keep that in
son.
mind.
Yeah, my son, my mom loves that you talk shit to me. My fucking son, y'all get along great because he's going to talk shit to me too. So I'm just everybody's punching bag.
Poor Charlie.
No, fuck that.
Poor baby Charlie.
Yeah.
Lambo said he's not going to be able to make it.
Yeah,
He's
that's
cut
cool,
up.
man.
He's
Well,
like
an hour and a half in,
Yeah,
hour and a
so
half
we
in, we
kind of assumed that.
Hour and a half in, Lambo, we kind of
Well,
figured that, buddy.
he did say he was going to try to catch the ass
the
end
last
of
30
it. So.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You
like
know
I said,
what?
he
While
has
we're
them kids and shit, man. Do them.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this shit.
Fucking piss off Charlie here.
While we're here and not on a topic, guys, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that like button or hit the dislike. We're not going to blame you if you do. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you can get notified by YouTube every time that we're live. Even if you hate us, you can't troll us if you don't know when we're on.
Hey, you say you can't troll me. Why y'all bring y'all into this? That's my shit.
Right. Even if you hate Charlie, you can't troll him if you don't know when he's on.
There you go. Don't bring y'all into my shit.
That's
my
how
part.
I ended up here. I clicked the notification bell so I could troll Moffat. 3 months later, and I'm on the damn show. I don't know how I end up in this situation. Sometimes I lay in bed and think about my life choices.
He says, "Catch me when I'm not working." He'll jump on with us.
Hey, absolutely, Lunatic.
Lunatic,
Anytime you're going to be free.
Everybody,
Message
shaking the
us
F out of the
yeah,
street.
message us on Twitter, either Rika, me, and Eric, or Dallas Cowboys Uncensored.
Yeah.
Just all you gotta do, just ask, "Hey, I'm off this weekend. You mind if I come on?" 99% of the time, unless we have fucking 5 guests on already, and fuck it, even then we'll bring you on.
Probably.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're off.
Or
message us, and we'll make arrangements, and you'll come on.
yeah. Or if it's going to be a Wednesday, Lunatic, let me know, guys. October 6th, right here on this channel, the Rika Moves the Chain show every week.
Oh,
It's
I
gonna
do have a
be-
little
Yeah, that's
banner
nothing.
for you.
Lunatic. Yeah, you come on
Chaos.
DCU.
Hey,
Yeah, you come on
hey,
DCU on Tuesdays,
Hey.
on Rika's show on Wednesdays.
Hey.
You know, and I'm not going to speak for Bluff, but I'm sure Bluff loves you. So I'm sure if you wanted, he'll bring you on his Wednesday
Yeah.
show too. So,
Thank you.
But definitely Saturdays.
Lunatic.
because Saturdays is just so laid back and just this kind of stuff, where fucking
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays will be more structured.
Mhm.
But yeah,
It's kind of
a
laid
message, just
back
let us
because we
when
don't
you're
know
off.
anything.
Let's get to his question though, because I really
right.
want to see Charlie turn green here. How short of a leash is Anthony Brown on this game? Charlie?
Man, I'm not touching that. I got cussed out about 2 hours ago, so I'm off of the Anthony Brown
You got
bullshit.
cussed out. Cussed out is when I'm calling you names. I didn't cuss you out. Cussing you out, I just
Eric, was
cussing
he
while I'm talking.
dangerously close to cussing me out, Eric?
I had to step
Witness.
away from my computer a little bit. I didn't want to get hit.
I got receipts on your ass, Moffat.
Can you want me to answer for you?
Go ahead, Charlie. Answer the question.
There's
Tear
no
it up.
leash. he doesn't think that Anthony Brown is any worse than anybody else you're going to put out there. And he has a great point when he brings up that, the receivers that we're facing. He brought up, look at all the cornerbacks for Tampa last week, which is a great fucking point. None of them played worth the fuck. They got 3 Anthony Browns over there on the stat sheet, at least, So I kind of see his point there. A lot of people are screaming for
who do you
Kennedy.
Want to bring in? If you're saying bring Kennedy in over Brown, I'm all for it. I have no fucking issues. I would be like, fine, bring him in. I'm okay with Kennedy. That's it. That's the only one. I don't want to hear no fucking Nashawn Wright. Boss is on the fucking IR, so it doesn't matter about him. Yeah. If you want to bring Kennedy in, then bring him in, and I'm okay with it. Hold a leash on him. If Anthony Brown's getting fucking toasted, pull him and put fucking Kennedy in. I have no issue with that. And I'd also have to know your opinions on other players too before I go on my big rant, because
Charlie's point is that if we're going to hold Anthony Brown to the fire, we need to be holding Jordan Lewis to the fire as well. And that's definitely rightfully a valid point. And while I haven't looked at the stats on paper, I guess against Tampa Bay, just from the first glance without looking at any numbers, it seemed like Jordan Lewis had a better game. I could be wrong about that. Looking at the stats overall, I would say, yes, they probably are very similar, or Jordan Lewis is slightly worse. And I would agree to that. Anthony Brown has just taken a lot of the heat because he was up against a very high-profile wide receiver in Antonio Brown. And that is 100% true. That's a very good wide receiver who we should have had a cornerback 1 on, but we only had one cornerback 1, and we had him on the other side. And
he shut the other guy down. So you're asking CB2 to go up against wide receiver 1 on a lot of teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I never expected Anthony Brown to be a CB1 caliber player. I really thought after the draft that he would start this season. And that we would slowly integrate Kelvin Joseph in and then let him evolve into the starter about mid-season, simply because Kelvin Joseph only had somewhere between 15 and 20 games in college on the whole, which for me was fine because I felt like we got him at a value because of that. If he had had more games, more stats on the sheet, he probably would have been in that first round conversation along with Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn. So we were able to pick him up where we did because of his lack of games.
At least
he could have been in the 5th or 6th round.
Yeah.
The more snaps you get, more you get to show, but also the more chance you get fucking toasted and look bad. So it kind of works both ways. But I'm with you. I think he's going to be, if he has his head straight, I think he'll be okay corner.
Yeah. I guess my problem on the whole, looking at it, and it's not just the Anthony Brown thing, it's that we have a bad habit of not putting the best players on the field. And we talked about that a little bit with Bones Fossil, with the Carter situation, with not moving Zach out and sending McGovern in. Instead, we're playing Steele, and there's a few things along the way. So I look at a guy like Maurice Kennedy and all the great things that he did in practice and in preseason. And then I look at Brown and at J. Lou, and I'm thinking, why wasn't Maurice Kennedy on the field somewhere in one of those two positions? Either one, I don't care. And maybe they felt like Kennedy wouldn't have been as good on the outside. I don't know that for sure. I know that he has experience playing slot and outside. And maybe he's not as good on the outside, but in hindsight, I think we know that he couldn't have been much worse than Anthony Brown was. He could have only been 1 completion worse, because Tom Brady targeted Antonio 8 times for 7 completions. So anybody that we put out there would have only been marginally worse. That's all that was possible. We could have put Charlie on the field, and Antonio Brown only would have had 1 more completion than what he did. Charlie would have been standing there burning his mouth on a pizza, calling him a motherfucker the whole game.
Who brought it up with the Diggs? Who they putting Diggs on question? I think it was the lunatic. Somewhere up there. I would, just like him trailing Evans, I would have him trailing Keenan Allen, wherever the fuck you went. And the real worry is Mike Williams. Kind of brick hands, but man, he catches the long ball. He's not a nuanced route runner like your Keenan Allens and your Amari Coopers and shit like that. But he's got some get, he's got some move, he's got some quickness, and he's a deep ball killer. Brick hands, though. I feel like I don't know. He's always got a pass or two, but so does Keenan Allen. So does Mike Evans. Has a lot of drops too, and his hands I think are great. But Mike Williams' hands are not that great.
Real quick, Eric. Andrew, I sent the link. Make sure it got to you. Sorry, Eric.
And I will say this in regards to Brown. Should we send Kennedy out this week? Maybe put him in the slot. If Brown is having just as bad a game as he did against Tampa, if he's, and I don't think that he will, but if he is, I am not opposed to sending Nahshon Wright out there. Now, he may have just as bad a game as Brown. The difference is that Nahshon Wright has the potential to learn something from those mistakes and be a better player, whereas Anthony Brown is just going to be Anthony Brown next week.
Look, I think you got to have a safety over the top on Williams.
Nahshon Wright is more likely to take something away from getting burned like that than Anthony Brown is. So if somebody's going to go out there and get burned, let's send the rookie out there and see if he's going to learn a lesson from it. Why not? If you're going to get burned anyway.
I think you should have a safety over the top of Williams anyway. Kind of like what Mendoza's saying here, double team Williams, make Cook a guy and beat you. You need to have a safety over the top anyway, just because of the threat he is on the outside and deep. But where Nahshon Wright can make up for some of the deals that Brown, because Brown's usually in a decent position. It's not terrible coverage, right? He's not completely toasted. He just gets, he makes a lot of tackles. Well, he makes a lot of tackles, right? He had 11 tackle leader or tied for the fucking most tackles on the team, I think. Or was that somebody else? I don't know. I thought it was Anthony Brown.
It was Anthony Brown. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not that he's not there, but where Wright, I think, could make up for some of that underneath stuff is the length. He makes up for any of those mistakes that he gets. If you've got a guy over the top to protect him from the deep ball, I think his length, man, is a huge matchup nightmare. That's where I think I would like him to play instead of Anthony Brown, but just because of the length. Whatever, he's fucking young. He's going to make mistakes. I get it. Nobody trusts him yet. But man, that fucking length can cover up some fucking bullshit. It can make up a lot of whatever mistakes with that length is my point. But that's the only reason I would want Nahshon out there. See what he got. I mean, fuck, you're seeing Chris Westry having success in Baltimore. Reggie Robinson, wish he was still here. Let's put the fucking towers out there. Get him on the field.
Yeah, this comment down here by the lunatic. I was hot.
Oh,
that's okay. I was hot in the third round. The only pick that I liked was Osa. I was cheesed about Wright. Yeah, I was wrong on that one. I like Wright.
For Anthony Brown to make a play on a ball, right, to get like a pass breakup or whatever, he's got to be in the fucking receiver's hip pocket. Nahshon doesn't. He's got like a fucking full foot wingspan more than Anthony Brown.
How y'all talk about this motherfucker? He should have been in the first round. The fucking link. He ain't got to be in the top fucking in somebody's hip pocket. Mm-hmm. The motherfucker can do this. He can do that. He can make
it for 6'4" with the fucking largest wingspan.
And if it was that fucking easy, 6'4" guys be all over the NFL playing fucking quarterback. Not all six. Just because you're 6'4",
I'm going to step off just for a minute. I'll be back.
All right.
And I disagree with Lunatic that he blanketed wide receivers. He did better than what a lot of people expected, especially like people like Lunatic and me that expected him to be pure shit. He impressed because he wasn't pure shit, but he also was going against fucking 3s and 4s and 5s, dudes that right now are probably sitting on the fucking podcast watching us on the computer. because they're fucking no longer in the NFL or they're fucking on practice squads. He didn't go against goddamn fucking Brown. He didn't go against goddamn Evans. He didn't go against Williams. He didn't go against he was facing chumps. And he didn't blanket them. There was he made some nice plays and made a couple of nice plays, but he didn't overly impress to where you're like, holy shit, this guy's got to start. You know, and fucking, I understand the height. I understand he can make up for a lot of shit, but I mean, I don't know. I do think he should get some snaps. I don't want him sitting on. I mean, if he's on a 53, he's going to be on the active roster. Don't let him just sit on there on the bench and not do shit. Fucking put him out there for some snaps. But I don't just want to like, yeah, fuck it, take Brown out, put this fucker in. You know, I don't think it's that simple.
What does he say? Fair point, but you can only play who's across from you.
Yes.
That's my point. It's the fucking matchup. You got fucking 5'10", 185 or 200, whatever the fuck he fucking is, versus 6'4". I don't know. That's just my fucking. You can make up for so fucking more.
Then nobody should ever fucking draft anybody under 6'4". Then.
And he can also play too. It's not like we just picked up a fucking basketball player to come. It's not Rico Gathers. We didn't just pick him up off the basketball court. Hey, come play, learn how to play corner. The fucker plays corner. And he did decent in college. Give him a shot. Anthony Brown, fucking 9 of 10 for 100 bazillion yards and a touchdown. Fuck. Chris Westry, I mean, fucking Wright can do that. Give him a shot.
Yeah.
See what that fucking length looks like.
Instead of 9 or 10, it might have been fucking 11 or fucking 12 or maybe 14 or 15.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I'd have been happier about it because my rookie's seen it instead of Anthony Brown that I've seen it for 5 years.
Anybody could have played out there and they could have stopped 9 or 10. The worst they would have been 10-10. Well, no, it could have been 15 to 15 or 20 to 20.
It could have been.
So we don't know.
It could have been, but the point is, you got Anthony Brown been doing that shit for 4 years. We've seen it already. We never seen right.
Well, that's where we disagree because I don't think Anthony Brown sucked like you did the fucking 4 years. I'm not the guy who lets him fucking catch one pass in a preseason and starts bitching because he gave up one pass in a preseason.
It wasn't just one catch. It's the fucking last 4 years plus the one catch. It's every catch from now on because I've seen it for 4 years. It's never been, fucking I hate Anthony Brown. But since his rookie year, he's declined. He's sucked. I think it's a shit argument to say that he hasn't. He's not good.
I think it's a shit argument that you say he sucks.
Okay, well,
I mean,
I guess.
What's your definition of sucks? Because maybe we have different
Anthony Brown definition.
All right,
Anthony Brown.
Then let's move to Tampa Bay. All their defensive backs sucks too.
They do. Well, I mean, they're also going all world.
They won the Super Bowl last year, but
Mike Williams is not all world. Mike Williams is not Antonio Brown.
We haven't even fucking faced Mike Williams yet. So we're talking about last week now. Fucking, they all suck. Get rid of all Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fucking. In fact, every team that fucking Buccaneers played this year, if one of them gives up fucking over 100 yards, fuck them, cut them because they suck.
Nah, it's taking it to the extreme.
Well, you're taking the extreme saying he sucks.
You're saying one catch on another guy cut him. I'm saying 4 years of catches on the fucking guy cut him. Or not. I'm not even saying cut him. He's a great backup. That's where he should be. He's a great backup in a pinch. But fuck, you got some guys that can fucking play. They're a lot younger.
Kennedy. You got Kennedy. That's why I say if you want,
I'm cool with Kennedy too. He's another 2 inches bigger and faster.
Wright's a fucking opinion and put it on the fucking sidelines where he's at because I'm not putting a fucking rookie in there that faced fucking scrubs in the goddamn fucking preseason. It did average against them, and now you want to throw him out there with fucking some of the best wide receivers in the game and think he's going to fucking he can't get no worse than Brown. 9 or 10. It could be fucking 19 or 20, 12 or fucking 14. It could have been fucking a lot worse.
All right. I'll never understand your obsession, or not. I shouldn't say obsession, but I'll never understand your defense for Anthony Brown. I'll never get it. I mean, I understand with the other corners on the other team getting toasted by fucking wide receiver ones that we have 3 on the fucking team. I get that shit. I get it. And Antonio Brown has really surged back since his, fall from grace. So you can't blame too much of it, but it's not just the fucking Tampa game. It's not just a catch in the preseason. It's the last 4 years or however long since his rookie year. He had a good run at it his rookie year. And since then he got the fucking tattoo. And since then it's been, it's been shit. I've never said, I've never said Anthony Brown has had a good game. I can't remember the last time that's ever happened. Moving on. I asked for it. We got it. Wah, wah, wah. Looks like a Ruffles potato chip. Yeah, barbecue flavor because the motherfucker's burnt like a motherfucker. It's that hickory smoke.
Yeah, Charlie, he's thinking about setting you on fire right now.
Nah,
Oh, no,
I don't think so.
No,
I'm just kidding.
no. The thing about this, he keeps telling me I'm defending Anthony Brown. I'm defending a below average cornerback is what I'm defending. I'm defending calling him below average, then calling him that he fucking sucks. That there's a big fucking difference in my book between below average and fucking sucks.
That's fucking fair. That's fair.
If you're like, hey, he's a below average cornerback, we need to get better. Fine. It's no different than fucking Jeff Heath. When people railroaded on him for fucking 3 or 4 years, is he a below average safety?
Yeah.
He's a below average safety. We can get better there, but it's not as easy. They just yank him out and put somebody else in there, and fucking magic shit happens. And that's my point against Anthony Brown. And
but we've never drafted a safety or something in the third fucking round. And so it's like, well, fuck, why is Jeff still getting snaps if we drafted this guy? Fucking put him out there. It's never been like that. Now we have that.
What, a third round pick that fucking did average in fucking preseason gets 5s and 6s?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking Anthony Brown lost his job in fucking 2017 to who? Cheeto. Why? Because we drafted him second, third, and Cheeto was good. Cheeto should have been starting from the beginning.
Yep.
All right. So you give me Cheeto, you give me somebody like that, I'll go to fucking goddamn Jerry's World and drag Anthony Brown off the fucking field.
How do you know Nashawn Wright's not Cheeto or as good or
if you can watch college film and you can watch him in preseason and fucking compare him to fucking Cheeto, what Cheeto did in college and what Cheeto did in preseason, then I don't know what to fucking tell you because he's not close to what Cheeto was. Will he be one day? Yes, because Cheeto, it don't take much because Cheeto wasn't great either, but he was fucking better than Anthony Brown. He's better than fucking goddamn Wright is right now.
I'm not as confident in an answer for like that because we don't know. Right.
Is that Anthony Brown's low-hanging fruit? He's a low-hanging fruit. Nobody says shit about fucking J-Lou. The first thing we always talk about
that's why you're mad is about J-Lou. Fuck J-Lou too.
First question he asked was, how short is his leash? My question is, well, fuck, I don't know. How short is fucking J-Lou's leash? Yeah. Because whatever leash she has, J-Lou should have just a short leash.
Mm-hmm.
We act like fucking Anthony Brown is the only below average cornerback on the team. We got fucking 2 of them.
That's true.
Okay. Let's talk about this.
Only in his rookie year for Anthony Brown. Yeah. Who gets the sacks this week? Fuck. I like, as Arden Durd would say, Bosch on the left side.
No, I don't think he gets one off.
Who do you think starting?
Slater. I think the sacks are going to have to come from the other side.
LDE, yeah. So I'm talking about. Oh, you have Basham at right defenseman. I got you.
Yeah. I don't think Basham gets past Slater.
So Dorrance on the other side.
Yeah, Armstrong and maybe Parsons on a blitz, but I don't see Basham getting one this week.
It'd be nice to get Parsons some blitzes or a sack or 2.
Yeah. Jack Meeker had a comment there about Micah burning Slater. See, that's tough because I'm a Cowboys fan, and so of course that's what I want to happen. But then there's that part of me that rallied so hard for Rashawn Slater over every other draft pick. He's the one I wanted. So the part of me that wants to be supremely right and better than everybody else wants Slater to be better than Micah, so I can say, see what I tell y'all. But I'm not willing to risk a loss, just to be right. So yeah.
I think you're going to be, no matter what the trajectory of each of their careers is. I mean, unless it's just complete, polar opposites, and Micah's just far and away. But even if Micah is a superstar, and
it can be hard. I mean, a left tackle is never going to be as sexy as a linebacker.
Fucking I disagree 100%. I'll take a fucking Tyron Smith for 10 years over Parsons for 7, 5. Who knows how long they'll be able to play.
Not the length of their career necessarily, but the star player, the star power, not just in Dallas, but across the league.
For me, it's just the importance of the position.
Yeah. I'm just saying an offensive tackle isn't a sexy position. They're not going to, they're extremely important, but you don't view them as like being the big game changer. They're not the one that's going to get the sack. They're not the one that's going to get the pick. They're not a linebacker they're not going to do things that are highlight reel worthy on the offensive tackle position the way that a linebacker like Micah Parsons could. So outside of Dallas, Micah Parsons could be a big name that everybody knows, whereas Rashawn Slater is going to be just a tackle for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Well, it's a team with no fans,
I
so
say
it's never
he's
going to be known.
He's just going to be.
But even if he above average career, he's still the better pick over
he could still be a Hall of Famer. He could still make a whole lot of money. He could still be a good player for a very long time. Just that popularity and jersey sales and things like that. He's not ever going to be what Mike Parsons can be. Just the nature of the two positions, that's just the way that it is. But I like Rashawn Slater.
Like Eric was saying, if Parsons becomes all pro and fucking Slater becomes, just a 10-year starter, because only two people can make all pro. So if he doesn't, really become all pro, but makes some Pro Bowls and just becomes a solid 10-year starter, we should have took Slater. Like Eric said, the only way I would back off taking Slater over Parsons, if Parsons becomes a Hall of Famer and Slater just comes pure shit,
blows up.
We made a good pick. We made a good pick. But if they both are solid players throughout their careers, then you always go with the left tackle over
Slater was the
linebacker.
And it's definitely, for me, it's no shade to Micah Parsons at all. I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he's a bad guy.
Happy to have him.
I just had my heart set so bad on Rashawn Slater, and I think the people in the chat who have followed me around chatting, before I was on this show, who just followed the blog and chatted with me every week during the draft, saw how hard I was fighting for him and how hard I was battling against that pitch train to try to get a conversation about something other than a tight end and to talk about Rashawn Slater and the impact that he could have on this team. And he was right there. Dang, he was right there. He went the next pick to the Chargers. So my heart was broken. And seeing him in that tacky blue and yellow uniform next week for me is just going to be like seeing the guy you like at the club with somebody else. It's just going to break my heart.
Charlie would know. I wouldn't know.
I was sitting on my couch. I was sitting on my couch during the draft, and I was just so sick and had such a bad sinus infection, and I was just waiting, and I just knew that it was going to happen, and it didn't, and I wanted to throw something through the wall. But that's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's definitely no shade on Parsons as far as I'm concerned.
No, definitely not.
Me and Eric both said when we drafted him, after we went through our rant of we should have drafted Slater, blah, 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 we both said Parsons walks in as the best linebacker on our team. Without even stepping foot on the field, he's our best linebacker on our team. And he's shown that he's our best linebacker on the team. And I said I thought he had a great 10-year career. I think he's going to be good. And if they use him correctly, he's going to probably even be better than I thought he was.
The fact that we thought he was going to be fucking rushing the goddamn passer every fucking deal gave some more value to drafting an off the ball linebacker. Yeah. Now the fact that we see him in coverage 30 fucking I don't know how many fucking snaps it is. It felt like he was in coverage every fucking play.
You know what? I don't understand that. Up if you want.
I don't understand
about looking at that.
That'd be great. Yeah. I'd love to see. Send him. He's better coming forward. No back step, no back pedal, no fucking turning shoulders, no turning back to the quarterback. He needs to be coming forward every fucking play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, me and Aaron don't disagree on everything.
Fuck Anthony Brown.
This is a good example of fucking when people say I get pissed off and shit, to watch this show, to watch that clip of me and Eric, and just know that I do get pissed, and I will fucking rant, and I will yell, and I'll cuss, but I cuss when I'm happy or mad. That doesn't matter. That's just going to come out of me. But no, after that, I'm fucking fine. We can still fucking talk about other shit. I mean, but just who I am. I'm not going to back off on what I think. I'm going to yell and scream and be a Moffat. That's all what we all do. All of them Moffats do. You know, except my son. He got his mama's genes on that one. But hold on, I'll look
And
that up.
He'll be.
That's something I want to know too.
If you're a Zeke fan, you don't want to have that convo on this show.
What's that? What did I miss?
Have the combo like Zeke or Ramsey. Well, we should have taken Ramsey on that one too.
Oh yeah, that's not even a conversation.
Yeah. See, Samuel was again in that third round to lunatic. Samuel was the one that I wanted when we picked right, and that's when I really got cheesed off. And after that, I didn't watch any more of the draft. I was pissed. I was pissed.
We did the first round live, and you just saw it from us. Energy drained after we got the first round pick, and then I know in the chats that we were in, you know, the picks following, the days following, it's like, who the fuck? A lot of cussing. Mm-hmm. But like with Nashon, I went back and watched the tape, and I was like, most of the tape guys I trust. I was with them. I was like, yeah, this guy might be worth that. He could. Looks good.
All right, Eric, here it is.
Okay.
He had 51 total snaps. 9 against the run.
Oh my God.
13 snaps as a pass rusher, and 29 snaps in coverage.
So it's 60% in coverage.
51 plays, 29. Yeah, over 50% he's in coverage.
So fuck that. Fuck that game plan.
His coverage grade was a 53.
At least fuck that game plan against this quarterback. Tom, I can understand it.
His pass rush grade was an 81. His run defense was a 77. His worst thing was tackling. His grade on tackling was a 40.
Yeah, because he was fucking lost half the fucking time.
Yeah. But his overall grade was 71, which was a third highest on defense.
Fucking send him.
Behind KZ and DeMarcus Lawrence.
You think Mike McCarthy goes for another 50-plus yard field goal, or if he does that verify that he has no confidence in Legatron? Give me the down and distance, and then I have an answer for you. If it's less than, if we're around six yards or something, and we're on, their side of the ball or their side of the field, I'm fucking going for it. As on fourth down, going for it like with the offense, fuck a field goal. But if it's fucking penalty, we're backed up or whatever, fucking 12 yards to fucking go to get a first, yeah, kick it. He's got the leg. That's why the fuck we got him. He can kick those. That little 30-yard shank, I don't know what the fuck happened. The snap looked good. The hold looked good. In the press conference, he said, you usually don't practice those. I was like, what the fuck you do all day? What are you doing all fucking day? That's literally all you do is fucking practice kicks, bro.
Now, there's no reason to go for a 60. That was dumb as shit.
Yeah.
I won't never. I still can't figure that out. But I'm a real heavy go for it on fourth down. So I don't even
especially with this fucking offense. Give for the ball.
I'm not even big on 52, 53-yard field goals. But like Eric said, give me down distance. If it's 4th and 1 or a 52-yard field goal, fuck it, I'm going for it in 4th and 1. That's just
even on our own side of the ball. If it's 4th and 1, I want to go for it.
Yeah,
we're gonna get that 90% of the time.
But answering that question, 50-yard field goal. That to me, that's just if it's 4th and 10, then you kick the field goal. If it's 4th and 5, then I'm going to toss it up. But if it's anything on the 4th and 5, fuck it, go for it. I'm just strong go for it guy. Now it also depends on game situation too. If our offense for whatever reason is sucking that game, like. It's fourth quarter, we've only scored 10 points. We barely even been able to move the ball past the fucking 50-yard line. Well, then, you kick the fucking field goal. But if your offense is ticking just like it has been, and if it's a 52-yard field goal and it's 4th and 1, I'm fucking going for it every time. That's probably why I'd be fired as a
I'm going for it too, because if you kick the 55-yarder or miss, they'd get the ball there anyway.
Yeah, they get the ball.
Why not get the opportunity to go get 6? Keep the fucking ball going.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Defense might not like it, but suck it up. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I was really big about factoring in field position when deciding to go for it on 4th down until recently. And as I was writing a blog and doing research and looking at stats on Pro Football Reference,
how many times you going to do a shameless plug on your blog?
What shameless plug? Oh, shut up, Charlie. Stupid ass. It occurred to me.
I was writing a blog one time.
gonna write some hate mail to your dumbass here as soon as we get off this thing. Which is you just wait for it. I was thinking that the Cowboys needed to do a better job taking capitalizing on interceptions and on short fields because we weren't doing a good job at it. And I was like, we only got like two last year. That's it. You know what? That's all that any team got. In 2020, no team capitalized on a short field situation more than twice in the entire season. So when you miss that fourth down, your odds are pretty good that they're still not going to score a touchdown off the fact that you gave them a short field. I mean, it's going to happen every once in a while, but your odds are pretty good that it's not going to happen. So go ahead and go for the fourth. I'm now a big fourth down girl. Let's do it. Every time. Go for
from
it.
goal line to goal line. I'll be like Coach Kelly in high school. I think he works for a college now.
Madden, bro. We ain't kicking no fucking ball.
Ass. I'm going for it almost every time. I mean, it has to be 4th and 30, and I'm like, okay, maybe we'll fucking punt it then. But no, I mean, if it's 4th and 5 or less, I'm just going for it, man. I mean, I'd rather keep my offense out there. If I have the offense I have now, if I have some shitty offense, maybe I'll look at it different, but like, okay, let's just punt it here. If I have Dak and fucking our wide receivers and our line and Zeke and Pollard, I'm fucking going for it, man. I just, and last week? There was more fourth downs, not conversions, but going for it fourth down than ever. I think that's what I read, but teams are starting to learn. You got to be more aggressive. You know, it's not going to kill you if you fucking go for it and don't fucking get it. It's, you know.
Hey, Jack, we've mentioned it every show since.
Right. So we're at the 2-hour mark, guys.
I'm surprised OJ the
Let everybody know.
It's been a non-story. We've brought it up.
2 hours and 4 lives
I think
later,
it's been,
here we are.
Yeah, I think it's been kind of a non-story just because of how good Parsons has played, and just I think that Jalen Hive has gotten a lot smaller. Is basically 2 people that I know of.
It's that fucking Homer Simpson meme with the fucking going into the bushes, man. They retreating, dog.
Well, maybe it's 3. Rocket said there's 3. There's only 2 people I know of in the Cowboy Nation that would just defend him at no cost. Other than that, for the most part, I think people understand. Now, there might be some people like, well, he's not as bad as some people make him out to be. And I even say that. Like Anthony Brown. I don't think fucking Jalen sucks. I just think he's a average to below average linebacker. He's basically a 4th or 5th linebacker on your team, and that's what he is now.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, when somebody tells me he sucks, no, he doesn't suck. I mean, he has some limitations and shit, you know. And I always going to fucking, and people, how bad I talking about it, people don't believe this, but I do have a moderation for Jalen because what he went through, you know.
Great story.
With his
super likable dude.
Yeah, it just,
no one's fucking
people don't know.
But,
I have drop foot. I have the same thing he does, except my drop foot's even worse. So I got hammer toes, so my goddamn middle toe is fucking curled up underneath. Got to wear Skechers shoes because I can't wear Nikes or anything because it kills my feet, kills my toes. I walk on top of my toes. So yeah, I mean, so for the fact that he's out there doing what he does and being the 4th and 5th, that I admire him for doing that. You know, because I know what kind of PT he had to go through to get that shit even to where he didn't have to wear AFO to where he could fucking play football. So 100%. I mean, he's a fellow drop footer that's playing in the NFL. Fuck that. That's great for me. I mean, I'm like, hell yeah, that's, you know, gives people that has that condition a little bit of hope. So I'm never going to dog him. I don't think he sucks. I just think he is who he is. He's a 4th or 5th linebacker on your team, and that's where he's at right now, and that's where he needs to stay. You know, he doesn't need to be taking 95% of the snaps. I mean, that was too much for him. He has way too many limitations. Let me fucking do this with too. I don't know where it caught on at, and I don't know why people are still saying it. He is not a fucking edge rusher. No, I don't know why everybody wants to put him out there and let him rush the fucking quarterback.
He's got drop foot.
Is an A to
zero
B,
bend.
He's an A to B straight line. All right. Fucking edge rushing ain't straight line. Edge rushing is fucking cornered, and it's fucking somebody you have to go around. He ain't got no fucking bend. He ain't got no lateral movement, and you have to have some kind of like fucking lateral movement. He doesn't have a quick first step. He doesn't fucking have not fast. You know, he's not even really that fucking quick. He doesn't have a lot of power, so he ain't gonna fucking use power moves. You know, so I'm not so sure. Besides the fact they're just trying to find him a job, I don't know where people are getting put him out on the edge. This is a popular thing on Twitter every once in a while. You know, hey, you think we should put Jalen on the edge? No, fuck no, dude. He barely can play off the ball linebacker. What the fuck makes you think he's going to be able to go out on the edge? He doesn't have the skill set for that. I mean, he doesn't have anything. Everything he does or doesn't do actually is not set up to be an edge rusher. I mean, it's just not. Like I said, people are like, well, that's where he's good at, fucking straight line. But fucking edge rushers, it ain't a straight line.
Yeah.
It's a fucking curvy line. You know, you got to have some fucking curve to you. You got to have some bend to you. You got to have some fucking spin moves and some fucking. And he doesn't have any of that. I mean, and he doesn't have power. He doesn't have nothing to be an edge rusher. And it amazes me that we think we can just throw him at edge and he'll be fucking fine. I ain't putting him on a fucking edge. Hell, I'd rather him be in coverage than fucking goddamn waste a spot on. At least he get lucky and fucking accidentally fall in the right spot on the pass. You know, fucking offensive tackles would fucking kill that dude. They would dominate him. I mean, right when he get into him, they just fucking grab him. He wouldn't be able to go nowhere. He has nothing.
We have it as Curse and Hooker.
What's that?
The safeties.
The safeties.
With everybody out.
That's kind of who it has to be, I guess. With
I don't know
Right.
the other people. Burton.
Muck. Muck.
Yeah, Mukwamu.
Yeah.
But I
Mukwamu.
don't. Yeah, I don't think he's ready for that shit. So.
And I
And
think
Curse is good, man. Curse should be starting. We talked about earlier. If you missed it, me and Eric said, even I don't give a shit if you put him at strong safety, free safety. I don't care where you put him. He needs to be starting.
Yeah.
And he
I
can play
think in
both.
a hard pinch, if we got in trouble because we've got so many out at safety right now, you could probably use Cox if you had to. Charlie loves Cox, so
Not Cox. You're talking about Neil?
No,
you know you could use Cox too. You could use Neil definitely. But you could use because Cox isn't playing such a big role at linebacker as Neil is.
You could play him at strong safety. Yeah,
you can play him at strong safety
because he's going to do the exact same thing he does as a weak side linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, you can play him at strong in a pinch, but Neil, you can also move Neil back there and then put Cox at weak side linebacker. There's some options that you have.
I know Neil has done a lot of work on the physical side of it to get to where he could play that linebacker role. So I don't know.
Motherfucker got big.
I think he would. Yeah, I think he would be kind of like Zach Martin and be like, "Hey, I don't want to get shifted back to that position. That is not what I prepped for. I'm going to get hurt."
I don't think Neil would care. I think Neil's top player like, fuck it, put me back there. I'll blast somebody at 225 pounds.
Yeah.
But I remember when he walked out that first practice, you know, when they was just in jerseys, nothing else. I was
Big
like,
guy.
God damn, is that fucking Neil? I was like, holy shit, that motherfucker took that linebacker role seriously. That motherfucker looks like a linebacker now. But yeah, he's a big fucking dude, man.
2 hour mark.
Yeah, I just said that.
Score prediction.
Yeah,
Score prediction.
Raka said that 7 minutes ago.
Oh, did she? I'm just trying to wrap this up here. I mean, y'all can stay on and have
2 hours, 7 minutes.
2 hours
We're
is enough
still
for me,
at
man.
4 likes.
Eric doesn't listen to Rika.
Yeah, I fucking straight up almost called her Rika in the little pre-show chat or whatever the fuck. It was kind of funny. Anyways, score prediction, Rika.
Score prediction. Rika says the score is 33-17 Cowboys.
God damn.
Everybody thinks it's going to be really
deep.
Everybody thinks it's going to be really close. I think our defense is going to come out against this offense better than anybody predicts.
Anthony Brown led defense right there, baby.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
I think Micah Parsons has a big day. I think Armstrong has a big day. And Diggs has a big day. I think
I'm gonna come back to you, lunatic.
Better.
I like that. I like that question. That's actually an interesting point. We'll come back to it. Let us get our scores out there, and then I'll bring that back up.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, for me, it's 33-17 Cowboys.
33-17 Cowboys. Charlie?
34-31 Cowboys.
Ooh, close game. I've got it 27-17 Cowboys.
Okay.
So not as many points as Riker, but I definitely think defense has
You know
a
what I find odd?
better time against this offense than they did against Tampa. I don't think, especially if they get the turnovers. Like I said, if they can get those that many fucking turnovers against this team, it'll be a different ball game. It won't be, Tom Brady still making up for shit. So what I say? 27-17.
What do you find odd, Charlie?
I guess Anthony Brown's going to give up all 17 points.
Probably at least 2 touchdowns. He might even miss the blocked field goal too. Is he a gunner on field goal?
Anthony Brown sucks, and they're predicting only 17 points against the fucking San Diego's offense.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
Who fucking blows ass.
It's going to be a 90-yard fucking touchdown against his bitch ass.
He only allowed 2 touchdowns last week. I'm not thinking that he sucks.
Yeah, it was just a one.
He did last week.
I thought it was one.
Was it just one?
It was just one.
Was it one? Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, Lewis gave up the other one.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to get worse than he did last week. Charlie, calm down. I don't know why you got to be so hard on Brown. What the hell?
The lunatic's comment was, No. Up. Do you think Gallup injury helps Dallas negotiations?
So he'll be getting his bag elsewhere.
Do you think that plays a part into, hey, man, you had a fucking ankle sprain? No. I don't think it
affects it at all.
He was fucking crushing. He had 4 fucking catches in the first whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I think if they're going to sign him, they're going to sign him. I think in back of their head they already know. Well, in fact, I know they do. They have a number that they're going to stick with that number.
No, and Steven.
And if Gallup doesn't want that number, they won't have fucking Gallup. If Gallup would be willing to accept that number, he'll sign with the Cowboys.
With the fact that they haven't touched Coops, what do you think about them with Coop next year too?
Well, we've had this.
Does that have to do with Gallup?
We had this discussion about D-Law too.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they did not touch them 2 contracts does not mean they're gone. I'm not predicting D-Law won't be on the team in 2022 or Coop won't be on the team in 2022. That's not my prediction. My prediction is that it's going to weigh in on it. The fact that they did not touch them 2 contracts when they needed cap room,
Mm-hmm.
Them 2 contracts singly, just one of them, not both of them, just one of them would have been almost as much as they got from the 3 offensive linemen they did. I think the 3 offensive linemen got them like $3 more million than what one contract would have done. The fact that they did not touch it, it says something. It's something you should at least look at and think about. You shouldn't just write it off like, oh, it's no big deal. Because it is a big deal. The fact that they did not push any money back on them 2 contracts. Because I said it about Dez in 2017. I've told this story before, and I took a lot of shit over it because they needed cap space in 2017, and they didn't touch Dez's contract. And they could have cleared up, I think, around $8-9 million with just his contract, maybe 10. And they didn't touch it. And I told everybody, I was like, well, look, that's them saying, hey, we don't know if Dez is going to be on the team after this year. And everybody's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Okay. 2017, Dez was gone. All right. Now, I'm not predicting that with Cooper. I'm just saying at the end of the year, they will look at it. And with Cooper, this is why. They'll look at what the Gallup do. They'll look at what the fucking CeeDee Lamb do. Can we fucking trade Cooper? Can we afford not to have him on the roster, or is he just that fucking dominant that we got to have him? You know, that question will be answered after 17 more games, 16 more games. That question will be answered. The answer might be they got to keep him. All I'm saying is they're holding off to the end of the year to make that decision on Coop, and they're doing it on D-Law too. I mean, D-Law, that's a lot. They can save a lot of money on either contract by fucking letting them go.
Injuries are starting to pile up for both, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, now Coops, he's been available, but he has been injured every fucking year.
He's been banged up. Yeah, he gets banged up at times. But
that plantar fasciitis is no joke. He misses a lot of practice. He misses a lot of off season. You know, they could be getting tired of that shit.
You know, but like I said, you got CeeDee Lamb there in your pocketbook, and you know that's a lot of money that you're giving fucking Coop, and they might fucking look at it in the year. You know, if CeeDee does what I think he'll do, they might look, hey, CeeDee can handle the number 1 role. You know, let's think about doing something with Cooper. You know, like I said, I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying that them not touching that contract, that means that they're not comfortable with touching that contract. That they don't know exactly what's going to happen at the end of the year. Same with fucking D-Law. You know, because to me, I think they're looking at D-Law the same way I am. It's like, hey, look, man, you know, past couple of years, hey, good, you're great at pressures, but you know, we need a little more than what you're giving us and shit. We're paying you. You didn't pay D-Law, $21 million, be great against the run and get a lot of pressures. You know, you pay him for more than just that. You know, and he hasn't done that in the past 2 years. And like I said, they might both be on the team in 2022. And there's I think probably 60% chance they will.
Yeah.
But it is something to look at. Like I told everybody, I'm not predicting it, but take notice. That is something that you got to sit back and think, they could have cleared up $15 to $16 million with either one of them contracts. Why didn't they touch them contracts? There has to be a reason. You know, and it's not, I mean, what made it worse, they touched fucking Zeke's contract after that. And it made it even worse, dude. They touched
Jalen?
They touched Dak. Dak just signed 6 months ago. Okay. He hadn't even played a snap on his fucking new contract. They're already restructuring it. I think I can count on one hand how many times I've seen that done. Yeah. Hey, let's give you all this money, up front.
And
you know what? We're going to restructure your deal and give you a little bit more money up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that when they could have easily done Cooper or D-Law, but they didn't do it. They'd rather done Dak, Zeke, Collins, Martin, and Smith. So, yeah, to me, it says something. Doesn't mean they're gone. It just says something. And I also think they was probably looking at Gallup and see what Gallup is going to do and see if they can re-sign. I think there's a lot of – it's all at the end of the season. Dude, we got 16 more games. Anything can happen. Fucking CD might not step up and do what we think he's going to do. Fucking Cooper might get hurt. Cooper might fall off. I don't see that happening. You know, Gallup might come back and just light it the fuck up. You know, I mean, there's so many moving parts. At the end of the year, I'll have more of fucking what I think is going to happen. But D-Law, I do think they're seriously thinking about moving on from D-Law. I do think that.
And what we see out of guys like Durant, Armstrong, and Basham in the coming weeks while D-Law's on IR will play heavily into that decision.
Well, most definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just be straight. Anybody listening to this, we're not predicting all this happen. All we're doing is saying the fact that they did not touch the contracts, it has to at least be saying, you got to at least say, you know, you just can't put it off law. It's no big deal. They didn't want to touch there's no reason not to touch them contracts. I mean, honestly, I don't know why they touched Collins. I was shocked that they touched Collins. Collins has had one good fucking year in the NFL.
And he's been injured a lot.
And he's been injured. So the fact that they restructured his fucking totally shocked me that they even touched that contract. Because he had rookie year, he had some flashes at left guard. That one fucking clip where he just goddamn pancaking that dude. You know, in 2016, he missed, I think, 13 games. 2017, he was below average at right tackle. 2018, he was probably above average at right tackle. 2019, fucking great. Might have been I thought he'd play better than Tyron Smith did that year at tackle. But that's it. That's all he's done.
He missed a little over 36% of his snaps.
Yes. More than fucking Collins has in the same. More than Tyron Smith. Everybody talk about Tyron Smith hurt all the time. Collins has missed more games since 2015 than Tyron Smith has.
Yeah,
he has missed more games than Tyron Smith has.
Smith,
so that's why I was surprised they even touched
30. Little under 32%, I think it was when I did the math, and Collins was at like 36.3% of his starts missed.
I did my math wrong because I think I came up with Smith being like 26 or 27%.
Yeah.
But and my math ain't good, so
when I did and when I did the math too, I don't know if I did it over the whole career or just from 2015. I don't remember.
I just did it just through 2015 is all I did.
It was back in May when I did the math, so I don't remember exactly.
But anyway, Collins has missed more games. That's a story of the fucking what we're trying to make a point on.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got the score predictions.
Right, got the score predictions.
Yep.
Y'all ready for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, Bluff and Lambeau. I think they're going live like right before the game. They'll do theirs then, I think, on their show, the Cowboys Zone. Check that out.
Oh, they're going live before the game?
I'm pretty sure they're doing like 30, 45 minutes before to give predictions, bowl predictions, some other little – I can't remember exactly what he said. But
hey, dude, I see you're here. Did you not get my email? I mean, my invite?
Andrew?
Anyways, you can answer later.
Yeah. Andrew, get with us later on. We'll schedule you in to get on the show one night.
Yeah, you only have to Saturday. If you're free next Saturday, you're coming on with us next Saturday. We'll go ahead and plan on it now. What's next Saturday? Oh, next Saturday would be a good one too. That's right before we go into the Philly game. My son's going to be on with us that night too.
So y'all are going to
Looking
be in
forward
town
to
and then make
that.
the drive up Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday. We're leaving
Okay.
Sunday morning, so we'll do the
Okay.
show. We'll do the show from here,
Gotcha.
and then I got to figure out the headset though, so we don't have to go out the fucking speaker.
Maybe you
and
could
have
just give
echo.
him your headset and you could leave.
Yeah, maybe you could fuck off.
The lunatic says I just can't shake the stats since 1990 teams starting 0-2 have missed the playoffs around 90% of the time. Yeah, that's something to look forward to. I think if you went back and compared the rosters of those 0-2 teams to the roster of this one that has the potential to go into, I think it'd be a little bit different. That's kind of just one of those coincidence deals, in my opinion, but it could be something to it. He says, yeah, he's confirming they're doing a pregame show.
All right,
Cowboy
cool.
Zone, Bluff and Lambeau.
Cool.
I think he said like 45 minutes. He said it on their last show. I can't remember when, but
Yeah, I had to bug out. I had to go to my mom. I had
yeah.
to go run, do something. I didn't get to watch the whole show.
Cowboys won the Super Bowl after going 0-2 years ago. Hey, there's your 10%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, going 0-2 is not favorable. But I just, like Eric said, I think some of them, a lot of them 0-2s. I mean, there's been a lot of 0-2 teams that end up going fucking 4-12 too, and I don't think we're going to.
It also has a little bit less of a factor in that we have an extra game.
Yeah, that helps too.
It's not a huge tick, but there is that'll change the numbers.
Percentage now.
Sure.
Yeah, losing 2 games is a smaller percentage than like I said, I don't really. I mean, it's a good point. I just a lot of them little stats like that. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of that goes into them.
Yeah.
That, we didn't have Emmett, and that just totally
that Super Bowl team is way different talent,
when,
though.
Running backs mattered. So
exactly. Yeah, that was the holdout, right? That was a holdout.
Held out for 2 games. Charles Haley threw his helmet through the wall, and Jerry said, "Okay, let me get this motherfucker in.
Pay this man his monies."
And we went on to go 12-4 and win another Super Bowl. That was a great year,
that's all
too.
I got. We got all our little segments in.
Yeah.
You got anything else? I ain't trying to run you off.
Shout out to Dallas Cowboys for Life Group DC, hashtag DCFF4L. I got that all fucked up. Sorry about that, y'all. Find us at Dallas Cowboys Uncensored everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Yeah.
And
guys, don't forget to check out twistedgorilla.com and use coupon code RICA15. And the website and the coupon code are right down there in the ticker. Let them know you're a fan of this show and get a little discounts.
Another group to shout out real quick. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dallas Cowboys War Room. It's the head admin in there is Michael Aaron Petty. It's his birthday today. I just want to give him a little shout out right quick.
Happy birthday.
Mendoza's in there. He's an admin in there. There's a lot of good people in that room. Charlie's in there. Rekha, I'm not sure if you're in there.
I don't think I'm in there.
You gotta get in
a
there.
lot of good people and they mentioned me. That's so fucking sweet.
Shut the fuck up. Those ran together, but they weren't
invited
included.
to be part of the
It wasn't meant to be. There was 2 separate statements.
Yeah. You got to put
good people. Blake and Charlie's in the group.
And Charlie's in there too.
All right, but that's it for me, man. Y'all root the Cowboys on. And let's pray to little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
We can pull this fucker out tomorrow.
All right, guys. We'll see you back next
Thank you,
Saturday.
Jack Meeker. Thank you, Doolin.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Thank you guys in the chat. It was a good time.
Let's for getting in touch with me. We'll get you on next week.
Yeah. Peace.
Later.